Chapter 317. Genius remembers love in 1 second/small? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Then let's go outside and take a look at the thunder rumbling sect? Yang Lei said. That's fine too. Let's go out for a walk. The thunder rumbling sect is located at a place where we have to pass through the Southern Dipper sect. The Medicine Valley and the Southern Dipper sect are allies, so there shouldn't be any problems, xianxia said with a smile. Also, we can go to Dongshan City for a walk. Night Sorrow, our Danding City is big enough, right? Dongshan City is at least 10 times bigger than Danding City. Even if we take a beast carriage, we won't be able to reach the end of the city in one day. Flying beasts are not prohibited there, Yang Lei said with a smile. That's good. If flying beasts are prohibited, taking a beast carriage will be very troublesome, Night Sorrow said. Before Yang Lei became the city lord, Night Sorrow had to take a beast carriage to enter and leave Danding City. He felt that it was very troublesome. Ordinary cities are afraid of being attacked by demonic beasts, so they restrict flying demonic beasts from flying within the city. However, Dongshan City is a royal city. Even if it's a demonic beast at the martial monarch realm, it will only end up dead if it tries to cause trouble. There are many rules that are unnecessary, said Yang Lei. A city like this, we must visit when we have time. Night Sorrow was interested in Dongshan City after hearing Yang Lei and xianxia's story. Indeed. One of the 9 royal cities of the continent, with a history of 10,000 years. That's the real magnificence, xianxia said with a smile. 9 royal cities? In other words, each region has a king city? Yishan asked. Yes, the 9 regions have 9 royal cities and 3 royal cities. However, only one royal city, Jianghu City, still exists. The other 2 royal cities have already disappeared in the long river of history, xianxia said. Where are the other 2 royal cities? Night Sorrow asked in confusion. But in the end, neither Yang Lei nor xianxia could explain it. According to historical records, there were 3 imperial cities, but after the ancient investiture of the gods, only the shattered central continent city remained. The other 2 imperial cities had disappeared. Night Sorrow also knew about the investiture of the gods. The investiture of the gods was something that happened many years ago. That era was called the Ancient Era. At that time, 7th-level saints and 6th-level venerables were as numerous as the hairs on an ox, but after the investiture of the gods, they all fell. Due to the intense battle, the heavens were enraged. Heavenly lightning and earthly flames descended, shattering the originally complete continent into 9 regions and 18 prefectures. That was a war that affected all the cultivators on the continent. That was the sorrow of history, the sorrow of cultivators, and the fall of an era. Seeing Night Sorrow pondering, Yang Lei and xianxia didn't say anything. After all, some things still had a huge impact on Night Sorrow, who was inexperienced in the world. There are some things that you don't have to think about. The 2 missing imperial cities are a mystery on the continent. Tianji Tower and various large organizations have a bounty. Tianji Tower's bounty is a divine weapon. The other forces have a variety of bounties, but all of them are priceless treasures. Of course, even if one is lucky enough to know the location of the 2 imperial cities, no one will accept the bounty. In the ancient era, there were countless saints and venerables in these 2 imperial cities. They would have left behind countless treasures, xianxia said with a smile. I'm already too busy with my own matters. How can I have time to think about this? Night Sorrow said with a smile. What are you so busy with that you can't handle it? Don't think so much at such a young age, Yang Lei said as she patted Night Sorrow on the shoulder. I have to work hard on my cultivation. 9th senior sister has a master to support her so she can marry me. But Chiyu can't. She still has a lot of difficulties, Night Sorrow said. 9th senior sister, Night Sorrow still has to find his family. By the way, Night Sorrow, did you ask the higher-ups of Tianji Tower to see if there are any clues? xianxia asked Night Sorrow as he looked at him. Love Gon Xiao said Chu, I didn't ask. The main thing is that I'm still fighting for qualifications, so I didn't mention these things, Night Sorrow said as he shook his head. Ask when you have the chance. Just asking. It won't affect anything. Your jade pendant is with me. You can't ask, right? Take it back first, xianxia said. Just wear it. When you need it, just take it out and let them identify it. Night Sorrow shook his head. That was a keepsake he gave to xianxia. It was impossible to take it back. That's fine. When you need it, come to me. xianxia was also reluctant to part with the jade pendant. It was given to her by Night Sorrow, and it was also the most important thing to Night Sorrow. After making the decision to go to the Thunder sect, Night Sorrow and the other 2 told Aoi about it. It's good that you guys go out for a walk, but you have to tell Master about this. Ninth junior sister, you are the city lord. If you leave for a long time, you have to report it to the sect. Aoi was more mature and thought more. Knight Sorrow and Yang Lei nodded. They knew that such things had to be told to Yu and the Great Elder. Sikong Chuyu stayed in the Dragon Spring courtyard, while Knight Sorrow and Yang Lei rode their flying mounts to Danding Peak. They arrived at the place where Yu was in seclusion. When the two arrived, Yu was drinking tea in the courtyard in front of the pavilion. You two are here. Have some tea. Yu said with a smile. Master, you are in a good mood. Yang Lei said as she sat down. I'm indeed. I just broke through and didn't even finish this pot of tea. You guys came. Yu smiled and nodded at Yang Lei and Knight Sorrow. Congratulations, Master. Congratulations, Master. Knight Sorrow and Yang Lei quickly stood up and congratulated him. After Yu broke through, his cultivation base was at the peak void inquiry stage. One more step and he would reach the venerable realm. Don't be in a hurry to congratulate me. It won't be too late for you to congratulate me after I break through. Yu waved his hand and gestured for them to sit down. Master, you are going to stabilize your cultivation base and improve your mental state next, right? Yang Lei asked. My mental state is good enough. The only thing I lack is my cultivation base. In the past, due to limited resources and the loss of the sacred cauldron scripture, I couldn't improve my cultivation base. Once I improve my cultivation base, advancing to the next realm will be a matter of course. When Yu said that, his body was filled with confidence. Lack of resources? Then I still have some spiritual liquid here. Take it, Master. Knight Sorrow took out 2 bottles of spiritual liquid of origin. Keep them for yourself. You also need resources. Old 9, you need to control your junior brother's extravagant spending. Yu looked at Yang Lei and said. Shirsan still has some left. Yang Lei said with a smile. You still have some left? Then I'll keep them. I really need resources now. Yu looked at Knight Sorrow. When he saw Knight Sorrow nodding to indicate that he still had some left, he kept the 2 bottles of spiritual liquid of origin. Master, we plan to go out for a walk. Yang Lei told him the purpose of their visit. I knew you guys have something to do. The Medicine Valley is still too small. It's good for you to go out for a walk. I will send an elder to Pilding City later to help you guard it. Don't worry. Where do you want to go? Yu did not stop them and directly agreed. However, he still asked for the details. Chapter 318. Genius 1 second. Remember love go/little? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Go. Be careful. Old 9 and 13 lack experience. You should take care of everything. When you come back, I'll take care of your matters, Yu said. Master, there's no rush. 13 hasn't settled Sikong Chuyu's matter yet. It's not appropriate for us to do it first. Sikong Chuyu's face blushed. That's up to you. When you want to do it, just tell me. I'll help you do it beautifully. Yu said with a smile. Master, please take care of yourself. Knight Sorrow bowed to Yu. After bidding farewell to Yu, Knight Sorrow and Yang Lei rode the Qianyu back to Danding City. When she was with Knight Sorrow, Yang Lei didn't use the green condor. Soon the two arrived at Longquan Courtyard. You two are fast. Aoi greeted Knight Sorrow when she saw him. 6th senior sister, did you know that Master has broken through? Yang Lei said happily. That's great. I'll go back later to congratulate Master. Aoi said when she heard Yang Lei. Aoi and Yang Lei didn't have any relatives. Yu was not only their master but also their father. Master said it's not worth celebrating. We'll talk about it when he breaks through again. Yang Lei said with a smile. Alright then. Master probably didn't stop you from leaving. When do you plan to leave? Aoi asked. We'll pack up and leave. Yang Lei said. At the same time, she waved her hand to call her disciples over. Jiang Ziming came over with his junior brothers and junior sisters. They all bowed to Yang Lei. Ziming, you're the eldest senior brother. You have to take good care of your junior brothers and junior sisters. Listen to 6th martial uncle's arrangements. Yang Lei instructed. I will. Master, you should come back soon, Jiang Ziming said. They all knew that Yang Lei was going out. Yang Lei held Qingji's hand and said, as a master, it is up to the individual to cultivate. In terms of cultivation, you must work hard. In addition, the most important thing is that you must be united among your fellow disciples. You must respect and understand each other. You must be like me, your uncle masters and your uncle masters. In this life, what I am most grateful for is that I have good senior brothers, senior sisters and junior brothers. In fact, in Taishan Peak, It wasn't only Yang Lei who taught the disciples this way. Everyone else was the same. The friendship between fellow disciples was the most important thing in Taishan Peak. After packing up, the three of them left the Dragon Spring courtyard and headed toward the Southern Dipper sect. Sikong Chuyu and Night Sorrow rode the Qianyu while Yang Lei rode the Azure Eagle. Yishang originally planned to give the Tiger Eagle to Yang Lei, but Yang Lei thought it was ugly and Qingji didn't like it either. Therefore Yishang gave the Tiger Eagle, which had more potential than the Green Condor, to Qingzhen. The three of them weren't in a hurry. During the day they rode the flying beast. At night they rested. In any case it didn't affect their cultivation. After traveling for more than 10 days, Night Sorrow raised his cultivation from the peak of the 3rd stage of the Spirit Severing stage to the 4th stage. Chuyu, the protectors of Tianji Tower, said that if the venerables of the Golden Flame sect make a move, then the Tianjin Tower will step in. Will we be able to make it in time? Night Sorrow asked after he finished practicing his spear art after camping. It shouldn't be a problem. There are many protectors of Tianjin Tower. There should be venerables of Tianjin Tower in the area of the Golden Flame sect. Experts can sense each other's aura, so we should be able to stop them in time, Sikong Chuyu said with a smile. Let's not talk about this first. Even if it was an ordinary patrol of Tianjin Tower, the venerables of the Golden Flame sect would have to retreat. The Golden Flame sect knows very well what the consequences would be if they didn't give face to Tianjin Tower. Love Gon Xiao say W. Chiang Lei patted Night Sorrow's shoulder and said, "If that's the case, I'm relieved," Night Sorrow said after taking a sip of the tea brewed by Sikong Chuyu. "We're not very far from the Southern Dipper sect's Stardo City. Shall we go there, Night Sorrow?" Yang Lei asked. "No, let's head to the Thunder Rumbling sect and see what's going on there," Night Sorrow said after a moment's consideration. Zier quick W** go on 4 why Night Sorrow knew Nansheng from the Southern Dipper sect, but there was no friendship between them. The battle between the Thunder Rumbling sect and the Holy Light Temple was very fierce, so he wanted to see Lei Bao and Lei Jing first. Although he had only met them once, Night Sorrow approved of them. At this moment, Jiao Qing was drinking tea and chatting with a yellow-robed woman in the back courtyard of the Star Do City's main city. The yellow-robed woman's hair was tied up simply on top of her head, with 2 locks of black hair hanging down naturally. Her eyes were very spirited. "Uncle Qing, is that Night Sorrow from the Medicine Valley really that outstanding?" the yellow-robed woman asked. "Yes, very outstanding. You should know that the Medicine Valley has nothing to do with the Tianji Tower. He was able to survive in the Tianji Tower by relying on his ability and strength," Jiao Qing said. "Then I'll go and meet him when I have time," the yellow-robed woman said after thinking for a moment. "Don't get on his bad side or you'll get into trouble. The people in the Tianji Tower now treat him like a treasure. In terms of weight, even us uncle and niece can't compare," Jiao Qing said nervously. "Uncle Qing, don't worry. It won't be a big deal to spar with him and teach him a lesson. I've heard Nanxing talk about him before," the woman said with a smile. This woman was the Southern Dipper sect's holy maiden, Nan Liue. "Liue, you have to continue working hard. The heavenly assessment isn't a secret, but I have my principles. I can't tell you about your rating. You should enter the 5th order as soon as possible," Jiao Qing said. "I will. Uncle Qing, don't worry. It's rare for Uncle Qing to come back. Do you want to stay for a while?" Nan Liue said with a smile. "No, the Golden Flame sect and the Medicine Valley have a conflict. I have to monitor the situation," Jiao Qing said while shaking his head. "Didn't the Tianji Tower say that it doesn't care about the struggle between the various forces?" Nan Liue asked, puzzled. "That's the principle, but the Medicine Valley can't be destroyed now. This is the value that Night Sorrow has created for the Medicine Valley. If the Golden Flame sect sends out a venerable or makes a move, then the Tianji Tower will stop it," Jiao Qing said. "Liue understands. When I'm done with the recent matters, I'll go and patrol the Golden Flame sect's area," Nan Liue said after thinking for a while. "Liue, you have to remember one thing. When you become a member of the Tianji Tower, the interests of the Tianji Tower are the most important. The interests of the sect and the family are second. If you violate this, the Tianji Tower will deal with you. This is the principle, the Iron Principle. Whoever crosses this line will die," Jiao Qing said seriously. He was afraid that Nan Liue would do something out of line because of her young age, so he reminded her in advance. If she crossed the line, then he wouldn't be able to help her even if he was the protector of the Eastern Shen Domain branch of the Tianji Tower. "Uncle Qing, don't worry. I know the principle." Nan Liue nodded. Chapter 319. Genius remembers love in 1 second/small? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Our Southern Dipper sect won't be affected, right? Nan Liua asked with some worry. Of course not. Uncle is leaving. When you see your father and other uncles, please say hello for Uncle Qing. Also, when you see your grandfather, please say that Uncle Qing is unfilial. Jiao Qing stood up and said. After sending Jiao Qing off, Nan Liua sat down and slowly tasted her tea. She didn't have any doubts about Jiao Qing's words. Jiao Qing was the most outstanding person of her father's generation in the Southern Dipper sect. After thinking about it, Nan Liua decided to walk around the Medicine Valley area. She planned to meet Night Sorrow, who currently had the highest rating in Tianji Tower. This wasn't because she had any malice toward Night Sorrow, but mainly because she was curious about Night Sorrow. She admitted that she couldn't do what Night Sorrow did. Night Sorrow and the other two moved forward every day. After reaching the no man's land, Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu rode Sikong Chuyu's Fire Phoenix. The two of them treated it as a sightseeing tour. Night Sorrow sat on Chanyu's back and meditated. Ninth senior sister, isn't Night Sorrow working too hard? Most people would have gotten sick of it long ago, but he's cultivating it with gusto. Sikong Chuyu looked at Yi Shang behind her and said, I really didn't expect this guy to be so ruthless. Yang Lei said with a smile. Although he doesn't say it, he's still under a lot of pressure. It's mainly because the Medicine Valley is in the teeth of the storm. Sikong Chuyu said. Night Sorrow cultivated as they moved forward. When they camped at night, Night Sorrow had his own animal skin shack and didn't stay with the two girls. After a month and a half, the three of them entered the territory of Thunder Rumbling Sect. After asking around, they found out that the battlefield between Thunder Rumbling Sect and Holy Light Religion was at Fallen Leaf Mountain. 13. Do you want to go to Fallen Leaf Mountain Range or Thunder Mountain? Yang Lei asked. We're going to the Fallen Leaf Mountain Range mainly to watch the battle here and increase our knowledge. Lei Bao and Lei Jing might also be in the Fallen Leaf Mountain Range, Night Sorrow said after thinking for a while. Let's head towards the Fallen Leaf Mountain Range. If we do that, we won't have to take a long detour to reach Dongshen City. Sikong Chuyu agreed with Night Sorrow's suggestion. Following which, the three of them headed towards the Fallen Leaf Mountain Range. They had also noticed that the Thunder Rumbling Sect had also mobilized their forces and were gathering towards the Fallen Leaf Mountain Range. Chuyu, ninth senior sister, this journey is too tiring. Chuyu, how long did it take you to travel from the Qingtian region to the Eastern Shen region? Night Sorrow sighed. Love Gong Little Seiku, the Eastern Shen region is rather remote, right? In other regions there are teleportation arrays between major cities. Each use requires different amounts of spirit stones. I took the teleportation array to reach the Realm Sea of the Eastern Shen region. It didn't take much time, but I did use some spirit stones, Sikong Chuyu said. Teleportation array? Night Sorrow didn't understand. Teleportation arrays are extremely precious. They require space crystals as their foundation. Each activation also requires spirit stones. I'm not sure about the teleportation arrays in the Eastern Shen region, Sikong Chuyu said. In the Eastern Shen region, only the main cities of a few super sects have teleportation arrays. Thunder Rumbling Sect, Sacred Light Sect, Golden Flame Sect, Scarlet Cloud Sect, and Southern Dipper Sect are certain to have teleportation arrays. As for Free and Unfettered Sect and Star Cloud Sect, I'm not sure, Yang Lei said. It's convenient to have a teleportation array. What you need is spirit stones. If you teleport a long distance, you'll need more spirit stones. If you teleport a short distance, you'll need less spirit stones, Sikong Chuyu explained to Night Sorrow. Then can't we have a teleportation array in Danding City? Night Sorrow asked. Space crystals are too rare. In addition, to inscribe a teleportation array, you'll need an array master. Array masters are even rarer than alchemy masters. Therefore, it's too difficult to set up a teleportation array. Even in other regions, teleportation arrays are extremely luxurious, Sikong Chuyu said. I understand. Night Sorrow nodded. The three of them rode on their flying demonic beasts and continued to fly towards the Fallen Leaf Mountain Range. Night Sorrow planned to watch the battle here and gain some experience. After seeing Lei Bao and Lei Jing, he would go to Eastern Shen City and Tianji Tower to see the origin of his jade tablet. After flying for another 7 days, the three of them arrived at the Fallen Leaf Mountain Range. There were many disciples of the Thunder Rumbling Sect here. Night Sorrow's group was intercepted by a Thunder Rumbling Sect disciple riding on a Thunderbird. My name is Night Sorrow, Lei Bao's friend. I wonder if Lei Bao is in this area? Night Sorrow asked. You're looking for young Master Lei Bao? Alright, you guys land and rest. I'll go ask around. It'll take about a day. The Thunder Rumbling Sect disciple rode on a flying beast and left. Night Sorrow's group landed on the ground and set up camp. It would take a long time to send a message. This was still the outer area of the Fallen Leaf Mountain range. If they went in directly, there would be a conflict. At noon the next day, while Night Sorrow was still practicing his spear arts, the sound of thunderbirds appeared in the sky. A few thunderbirds appeared in Night Sorrow's sight and landed. Ah, it's really you? After getting off the thunderbird, Lei Bao gave Night Sorrow a bear hug. If you were coming, you should have told us in advance. We would have come to pick you up so you wouldn't have been intercepted. Lei Jing walked down from another thunderbird. How could I have told you in advance? I've been on the road for more than 2 months. Night Sorrow said with a smile. That's true. Brother, let's go. We'll talk when we reach the camp. Lei Bao said and got on his own thunderbird. Night Sorrow's group rode on a flying beast and followed beside Lei Bao and Lei Jing. Is the battle still very intense? Night Sorrow asked. He saw the bloodstains on Lei Bao's and Lei Ming's robes and understood that it was the result of not changing in a hurry after the battle. Yes, those Holy Light Temple bastards think that my Thunder Rumbling sect is easy to bully and want to push through the Fallen Leaf Mountain range. They think too much. As long as there's still one person in my Thunder Rumbling sect, they can't hope to pass. Lei Bao cursed. Night Sorrow, isn't your Medicine Valley also very chaotic? I heard that Scarlet Cloud sect and Golden Flame sect have joined forces to attack your Medicine Valley. Lei Jing, who was standing on the back of a thunderbird, asked. That's why you're not up to date. The battle happened 2 months ago and they've already retreated. Although you're allies with the Scarlet Cloud sect, I still have to say that they can't afford to go to war just because I killed their people in the alternate space, Yishan said. That's right. You're not up to it. That's the alliance of the older generation. It doesn't affect our friendship. In fact, I don't like those people. They have the same moral character as Holy Light Temple, they can't afford to lose. Holy Light Temple also sent a message to my Thunder Rumbling sect to hand me over just because I killed a few of their elite disciples. What the hell is this? If you're afraid of death, don't enter the other dimension. Lei Bao cursed. Me coming to your front line won't affect you, right? Night Sorrow asked. Look at the original version of the chapter? No. Chapter 320. Genius 1 second remember love/go/little? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. That's good as long as I don't disturb you. Night Sorrow said. Tomorrow you drink and watch me kill the enemy. I heard that you killed a lot of Red Cloud sect's disciples in the other dimension. This brother can't compare to you, but killing some Holy Light Temple's disciples is still possible. Why don't you introduce the 2 beauties behind you? Lei Bao asked with a smile. Night Sorrow introduced Yang Lei and Xikong Chuyu to Lei Bao and Lei Jing. Admirable. Not only is Brother Ye's combat strength strong, but in other aspects, Brother Yi is also inferior. Lei Jing cupped his hands towards Yishang. Ah, don't make fun of me. Night Sorrow replied with a smile. He turned around and saw that Yang Lei and Xikong Chuyu's cheeks were red, which made him a little embarrassed. When the 3 of them arrived, the battle between Holy Light Temple and Thunder Rumbling School had just ended. The battle between the 2 clans took place in a canyon, the Grand Canyon of the Fallen Leaf Mountain range. The canyon was very spacious, enough for thousands of people to fight. The high ground on both sides of the canyon was the campsite of both sides. When they arrived, the Thunder Rumbling School's disciples were transporting corpses back and forth. It seemed that many people died in the battle. You 2 bastards, why didn't you say anything when you went out? At this time an old man came over and reprimanded Lei Bao and Lei Jing. Uncle Lei Jun, we brothers came from hundreds of thousands of miles away to see us, so we had to go and greet you. Lei Bao said. Are these your friends? The dark-faced old man with a steel needle-like beard, Lei Jun asked. Night Sorrow greets Senior. Night Sorrow bowed to Lei Jun. Yang Lei and Xikong Chuyu cupped their hands toward Lei Jun. Night Sorrow, Lei Bao and Lei Jing were friends, so they followed the rules of juniors. Yang Lei and Xikong Chuyu were both at the 5th step of cultivation, so they didn't need to follow the rules of juniors. What 2 pretty girls. Good cultivation. If you have friends, then go and entertain them. If you dare to run around again, I'll break your legs. The old man glared at Lei Bao and Lei Jing before he left. Ah, my uncle Lei Jun has a fiery temper. He is the person in charge of our Thunder Rumbling sect. Lei Bao said. After that, Lei Bao called for people to set up the animal skin tents and a bonfire to roast an elk. After the barbecue was done, Night Sorrow took out the wine. Sorry for the intrusion. Please don't mind. What are you talking about? We are friends. Don't say this in the future. I have to thank you for not making things difficult for my brother. Otherwise he would have lost his own bird. Lei Bao glanced at Lei Jing and said. Ah, Then I won't stand on ceremony. Let's drink. Night Sorrow threw out 2 jugs of wine and said, "Speaking of which, brother, were there any battles in the alternate dimension?" Lei Bao asked. "I killed Qi Xian and Qi Zhonglia from the Red Cloud sect and a few others. I didn't see anyone else come." Night Sorrow said, "Then you have to thank me. I met people from the Golden Flame sect on the way. I killed a few of them and chased some away. I also robbed some resources." Lei Jing said with a smile. "Then many thanks, brother Lei Zhang." Yishan cupped his hands towards Lei Zhang. There were 2 strong ones. I think one was called Su Wang and the other was called Su Yuan. Lei Jing took a sip of wine and said, "Su Wang? I killed that guy a while ago." Night Sorrow remembered that the one who challenged him at Nanyang Lake and was killed by him was called Su Wang. That guy was pretty strong. It took me a lot of effort to defeat him. When it came to brother Yi, he was killed immediately. That's the difference between us," Lei Jing said with some emotion. After chatting for a while, Lei Bao and Lei Jing left. They needed to rest, cultivate, and prepare for battle because they were fighting every day. These 2 guys are really straightforward. They will be good friends, Yang Lei said to Night Sorrow. After chatting for a while, the 3 of them went to rest. Lei Bao and the others arranged 2 animal skin tents for Night Sorrow and the other 2. After cultivating for a night, Night Sorrow woke up early. After drinking a sip of water, Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu came to his tent. Then Lei Bao and Lei Zheng came with breakfast. "This is a battlefield. It's a bit casual. Brother, don't mind," Lei Bao said. "Brother Lei, don't be so polite. Since we are friends, there's no need to be so formal," Night Sorrow said. "Ah, well said. If I don't die in this battle, I will owe you a big meal." Lei Bao patted his chest and said. After eating, they rested for a while. Then the battle began. Lei Bao and Lei Zheng went out to fight. Hundreds of people from both sides rushed into the canyon. Hidden weapons filled the sky. It was much more intense than the battle between Medicine Valley and Golden Flame sect. Lei Bao and Lei Zheng carried their heavy swords and rushed into the crowd. They didn't even use their true qi because it would consume a lot of energy. This kind of battle was a war of attrition. The faster they consumed, the faster they died. Some people roared, some people screamed. Human life was especially cheap and humble in this battle. Super 9 both sides had people dying, but no one retreated. After seeing so many deaths, there was no fear in everyone's heart. There was only the desire to kill the enemy. In the air, there were still rank 5 cultivators fighting. The battle was much more intense than the battle between Medicine Valley and Golden Flame sect. At this time, Night Sorrow noticed that a fierce person had appeared on the Holy Light Temple's side. He was constantly killing the Thunder Rumbling sect's disciples. Then he rushed towards Lei Bao, who was entangled with the Holy Light Temple's disciples. Lei Bao is dangerous. That guy's cultivation is at the peak of the 4th order. Moreover, he has extraordinary combat strength. He easily killed 2 Thunder Rumbling sect's late 4th order disciples. Yang Lei knew that Night Sorrow couldn't see through the man's cultivation, so she explained to Night Sorrow. While Yang Lei was speaking, the black-clothed man jumped up and stabbed his sword towards Lei Bao. Seeing this man attacking him, Lei Bao waved his sword to block. Night Sorrow couldn't hear anything. He only saw Lei Bao's right hand being pushed back and his body being sent flying. The black-clothed man jumped up and continued to chase after Lei Bao. The Thunder Rumbling sect's disciples couldn't stop him and were easily killed. This person has the ability to fight above his level. The Thunder Rumbling sect's rank 4 disciples can't stop him, Night Sorrow said. He was also worried for Lei Bao. Lei Bao was not convinced. As long as this black-clothed man rushed up, he would definitely fight back. However, after a few moves, he vomited blood and was seriously injured. Night Sorrow moved. He could ignore the battle between the Thunder Rumbling sect and Holy Light Temple. He could ignore the life and death of others. However, he couldn't watch Lei Bao get killed. After all, they were friends. Chapter 321. Genius 1 second. Remember love divided by go divided by little? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. The sky-piercing spear pierced through the air with a black light and blocked the black-clothed man who was about to kill Lei Bao. Love go little say, neck. The black-clothed man glanced at Night Sorrow and swung his sword at the sky-piercing spear. Bang. After an explosion, the black-clothed man was forced to retreat. At the same time, the sky-piercing spear was also sent flying back. Night Sorrow leaped into the air and caught the sky-piercing spear in his hand. Then he held the reincarnation spear in his right hand and stood beside Lei Bao. He grabbed Lei Bao with his left hand and pulled the heavily injured Lei Bao behind him. Night Sorrow, quickly retreat. Lei Bao struggled to stand in front of Night Sorrow. You are not from the Thunder Rumbling sect. Don't get involved in this. Quickly leave. Don't make a mistake. The black-clothed man looked coldly at Night Sorrow and said. He noticed that Night Sorrow's battle robe was different from Lei Bao's and the disciples of the Thunder Rumbling sect. I am indeed not from the Thunder Rumbling sect and I am not willing to get involved in this battle. However, he is my friend. He even called me brother this morning. If you want to kill him, you have to go through me first. Night Sorrow looked at the black-clothed man and said, Then let's talk with our strength. The black-clothed man waved his long sword and slashed at Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow used his left hand to throw Lei Bao behind him. Then he waved his right hand and used the energy of the myriad Tao Tome to activate the mysterious ice spiritual chi and poured it into the tip of the spear. At the same time, he poured his true chi into the spear and pierced it towards the black-clothed man's long sword. Ding! With a crisp sound, the two weapons clashed. Night Sorrow was forced to retreat 4 steps while the black-clothed man retreated 3 steps. Night Sorrow felt that this man's strength was very profound. At first it was soft, but then there was a strong recoil. This kind of extreme energy exertion technique offset Night Sorrow's shockwave. At the same time, an extremely strong force rushed towards Night Sorrow, but it was offset by Night Sorrow's true chi. Strong. Night Sorrow felt that this was the strongest level 4 person he had ever met. Not only did this person block the vibration scripture executed by his myriad Tao Tome, but the rebound of his vital energy had also traveled 1/3 of the way into the reincarnation spear. This person's strength was very terrifying. However, Night Sorrow was not afraid. His heart was filled with fighting spirit. With a low roar, Night Sorrow rushed forward. As he rushed forward, his Jin Chi rushed to the tip of the spear. The energy of the myriad Tao Tome entered the body of the spear. It was the same as the first time they had clashed. However, the order of the Jin Chi and the energy of the myriad Tao Tome was changed. Baidu search AI Go Xiao Shua www.ix. Since the shockwave couldn't restrain the opponent's hidden needle technique, he would change his method. Seeing Night Sorrow's attack, the black-clothed man's eyes flashed. He waved his sword and slashed towards Night Sorrow's reincarnation spear. He didn't believe that his peak spirit severing stage cultivation couldn't suppress Night Sorrow's level 4 spirit severing stage cultivation. The two weapons clashed and didn't immediately separate. Soon after, energy ripples appeared at the point of contact. This was the explosion of Night Sorrow's wave force. 20 consecutive waves of wave force blasted the black-clothed man back. However, Night Sorrow's true chi had been used up. He was also forced back a few steps by the recoil. The black jade spirit chi was overbearing, but it couldn't invade the black-clothed man's sword. The black-clothed man's true chi was incomparably strong. It wasn't something that Night Sorrow's true chi could contend against. Soon after, Night Sorrow attacked again. He waved his reincarnation spear and fought with the black-clothed man. Every time their weapons clashed, Night Sorrow would be forced back. However, the black-clothed man also had to retreat to reduce the force. Gap. The difference of 5 levels created a huge gap. Night Sorrow's true chi and the myriad Tao Tome's energy alternated and reached an endless state. However, he could only block the black-clothed man. Night Sorrow knew that if this continued, he would definitely be defeated. This was because he would be the first to exhaust his energy. Fortunately, the battle didn't last long. The Thunder Rumbling sect's disciples who had repelled the other Sacred Light Religion's disciples came to help. They released their hidden weapons and repelled the black-clothed man. At the end of the battle, Night Sorrow retreated a few steps. His chest heaved up and down as he breathed rapidly. The battle just now had consumed a lot of his true chi. Brother Yi, little brother Lei Bao, I, Lei Bao, owe you my life. Lei Bao casually wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth and chin and came to Night Sorrow's side. You call me brother, so you don't have to be so polite. Night Sorrow said to Lei Bao. I don't know how the Sacred Light Religion could produce such a ruthless person. I have also fought against Sacred Light Religion's late-stage spirit severing stage experts. Even if I couldn't win, I wasn't in such a sorry state like today. Lei Bao said with some emotion. This is the help of your Thunder Rumbling sect's disciples. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to hold on for a while. This guy is indeed powerful. Night Sorrow also knew that this black-clothed man was indeed powerful. Since his debut, he had never been so passive. Brother Bao, are you okay? Lei Jing also came over. He was also covered in blood. The wound on his left shoulder was still open. It was very horrifying. Are you okay? We were almost killed by him. Lei Bao said. Haha. It's still Brother Yi who is domineering. With a level 4 spirit severing stage, he was able to withstand that brutal guy. Otherwise, we would have been unlucky. Lei Zheng supported Lei Bao and returned to the Thunder Rumbling sect's camp with Night Sorrow. "Little brother, this old man thanks you." Seeing Night Sorrow and the others return, Lei Jun greeted them and cupped his hands to Night Sorrow. "Senior Lei Jun, you are too polite." "It's nothing," Night Sorrow said with a smile. "If you don't mind, you can call me Uncle Lei Jun. You guys rest, I will check on the other injured disciples. I will come back later." Lei Jun nodded to Night Sorrow and left. On Lei Bao and Lei Zheng's side, the Thunder Rumbling sect's disciples came forward to bandage their wounds. "This is not good. No one can withstand this bastard. He rampaged through our Thunder Rumbling sect's disciples. It will be difficult for us to win." Lei Zheng was somewhat worried about the next battle. Today the Thunder Rumbling sect's disciples had suffered a great loss. "Night Sorrow, are you okay?" Xianxia asked. "I'm fine. It's just that I consumed a lot of energy. This guy is really strong. I am not his opponent. I may be able to hold on for a short period of time, but for a long period of time I will lose," Night Sorrow said. Just as they were talking, Night Sorrow's acquaintance Lei Jing came over. "Brother Bao, I brought the information. That guy is the Holy Son of the Holy Light sect. His name is Ho Jian. A few years ago he entered the Fourth Order. Currently, his cultivation is at the 9th level of spirit severing stage. He is the strongest disciple under the 5th Order of the Holy Light sect. Q more unspecified currency G nu O fastest Y, up. He is this generation's holy son. No wonder he is so strong. What should we do?" Lei Jing was somewhat anxious. "I have already informed them that Lei Zheng and Lei Ku are coming. However, they will arrive tomorrow night at the earliest." Lei Jun walked over and said, "What about tomorrow?" "Tomorrow, we will continue to let him slaughter our Thunder Rumbling sect's disciples without restraint?" Lei Zheng's eyes were red because today, his cousin had died in battle. "How about this? Tomorrow I will fight with him and restrain him." After thinking for a moment, Night Sorrow said. Chapter 322. Genius Remembers Love in 1 second/small? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Yang Lei's heart was full of worry. Ho Jian was too strong. Killing other 9th level spirit severing experts was as easy as flipping his hand. Night Sorrow was able to hold on for a while today, but it was also very dangerous. Another thing that was not suitable was that Night Sorrow was from the Medicine Valley, which could easily bring trouble to the Medicine Valley. "Ninth Senior Sister, if I do this, it may bring trouble to the Medicine Valley, but I really can't just sit back and do nothing. Tomorrow I will say that this is my own idea and has nothing to do with the Medicine Valley." Night Sorrow thought for a moment and said, "Okay, it's all up to you." Yang Lei knew that Night Sorrow was in a difficult position. Lei Bao and Lei Jing both regarded him as a brother, so of course, Night Sorrow couldn't just watch the two of them die. "Today, thanks to you, our Thunder Rumbling sect's defeat was saved. Whether you fight tomorrow or not, as long as the Holy Light religion is unfavorable to the Medicine Valley, then our Thunder Rumbling sect will fight with the Holy Light religion to the death," Lei Jun said, which was equivalent to making a promise. "It's nothing, it's just a coincidence," Night Sorrow said. After staying with Night Sorrow for a while, Lei Jun left. He still had a lot of things to arrange. In today's rank 5 battle, Thunder Rumbling sect had 2 injured, and Holy Light religion was the same. He had to arrange the rank 5 members for tomorrow's battle. "Night Sorrow, I'm sorry. You came as a guest, but I dragged you into the water." Lei Bao looked at Night Sorrow apologetically. "As a disciple of the Medicine Valley, I really can't participate in the battle without any scruples. You have to understand me," Night Sorrow said with a wry smile. "We understand. We are very grateful for your help today," Lei Bao said. After talking for a while, Lei Bao and Lei Zheng went to treat their injuries. Night Sorrow, Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu sat quietly. 13. The Holy Light religion can't threaten the Medicine Valley. After all, the Thunder Rumbling sect and the Southern Dipper sect are in between. The main problem is your safety. After thinking for a moment, Yang Lei ruled out the hidden danger of the Holy Light religion attacking the Medicine Valley. That guy's strength is very special. Night Sorrow. My shockwave energy is useless against him. Tomorrow I plan to fight him in close combat. I'll use the mysterious Jade Hands and King Kong Hands. As long as I can injure him, it will give the Thunder Rumbling school time to recover. That will be enough. Night Sorrow spoke his thoughts. Well, if you can't hold on, just retreat. Fighting with such an opponent, it's not embarrassing even if you lose, Yang Lei said. While Yang Lei was talking, Night Sorrow suddenly got distracted and stood up. Night Sorrow, what happened to you? Sikong Chuyu was shocked to see Night Sorrow. Wait for me here. Don't follow me. Someone wants to see me. Night Sorrow then left the tent and walked towards the forest to the left of the thunder-rumbling faction. 2 miles into the forest, Night Sorrow saw a black-robed old man. He had seen the black-robed old man before. The black-robed old man waved his arm and wrapped Night Sorrow in his energy and left. A moment later, the black-robed old man released the energy binding on Night Sorrow and arrived at a small river. The black-robed young man, Ho Jian, was making tea. Night Sorrow turned his head to look at the old man he saw at the celestial water lake. Sit down and drink the tea. This lord will slowly explain to you. The old man waved his arm and directly moved a few stones and then sat down. Night Sorrow also sat down. He was not worried about his safety. If this old man wanted to kill him, it would be too easy. There was no need to go through so much trouble. Well, you two have doubts in your hearts. Now I will explain to you. Ho Jian, this lord does not care about the battle between the Holy Light Religion and the Thunder Rumbling School. As long as the Holy Light Religion is not destroyed, this lord will not intervene. However, you cannot have a conflict with him. The black-robed old man Ho Jian said. Granduncle, this disciple does not understand. Ho Jian looked at Night Sorrow and said. You do not understand. Night Sorrow, you may not understand either. Ho Jian, you have the Tianji Tower's patrol token and are a direct member of the Tianji Tower. Similarly, Night Sorrow is also a direct member of the Tianji Tower. In the future, you two will not be ordinary patrols. Therefore, there cannot be a conflict between the two of you. Ho Yuan said. Senior, I am sorry. This junior does not want to go against the Holy Light Religion. It is just that Lei Bao and Lei Jing treat me as a friend. I came here as a guest and cannot watch them be killed. If that happens, I will not be able to face myself. In the future, no one will dare to be my friend. Night Sorrow stood up and bowed to Ho Yuan. Although he did not do anything wrong in this matter, he was in the wrong. Sit down. Since the matter has already happened, then think of a way to solve it. This lord also just came here today. If I did not come, who knows what kind of trouble would have happened. Ho Jian, you cannot blame Night Sorrow. You can only envy Lei Bao and Lei Zhang for having a friend like Night Sorrow. Ho Yuan looked at Ho Jian and said. Granduncle, rest assured. This time, this disciple came to the Fallen Leaves mountain range to train myself, not to kill a lot of people from the Thunder Rumbling School. Neither side can destroy the other, so this kind of war is meaningless. Night Sorrow, I really admire you. Ever since I started cultivating, I've always been able to fight above my level. I can easily kill opponents of the same level. You're the first person to use a lower cultivation to stop me. Ho Jian bowed to Ho Yuan and then looked at Yi Shang. Today I can no longer hold on. However, I cannot watch Lei Bao be killed by you, so I forced myself to hold on. Night Sorrow said. 9. Update. See, the reason I got the two of you out is to talk about this matter. This battle is meaningless. Tomorrow this lord will talk to both sides and make them stop. Night Sorrow, Ho Jian, you have to be more open-minded. Now, because you are from different sects and belong to different forces, you are opponents. But what about when you go out? Eastern Xin region only occupies a small place among the 9 regions. The world outside is much bigger. When you go out, you will represent Eastern Xin region. You will have to fight side by side. Ho Yuan took a sip of tea and said. This disciple understands. Ho Jian stood up and bowed. This junior understands. Night Sorrow also bowed to Ho Yuan. He found that Ho Yuan was able to reach the top of Tianji Tower. His vision and vision were not comparable to ordinary people. I will not hide it from the two of you. Lei Bao and Lei Zhang are also members of the Black Watch. In the future, they will also be direct subordinates of Tianji Tower. Therefore, in this lord's opinion, this battle cannot be carried out. If anything happens to either of you, this lord will not bear it. Ho Yuan said. Ho Jian and Night Sorrow listened without saying a word. They were not clear about this matter. Night Sorrow, you came so far just to visit a friend. You are really something. What do you plan to do next? Ho Yuan looked at Night Sorrow and asked. This junior came out to increase his knowledge. I will go to Eastern Shen City later. At that time, there are some things that I need to ask Senior. Night Sorrow said. What is it? You can say it now. Ho Yuan said to Night Sorrow. Chapter 323. Genius 1 second. Remember Love Go Divided by Xiao? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Then do you have any clues? Or do you have any keepsake? Ho Yuan was very curious about this. Night Sorrow was very talented, so he wanted to know what kind of family Night Sorrow came from, and what kind of power he belonged to. Baidu search Love Go female sign Xiao Xiao www.adchuex.com. I have a keepsake, but I don't have it with me. Next time I'll show it to Senior and help Junior identify it. Night Sorrow said. Alright, if you want to go to Dongshan City, then you can find me at Tianji Tower. I don't know if our Holy Light Temple has lost any children these years. Ho Yuan said and at the same time made a joke. Senior must be joking. Thank you for your care. Night Sorrow bowed to Ho Yuan. Alright, the two of you go back after having a cup of tea. I need to settle some things. If everything goes well, the battle tomorrow will be over. If not, the two of you are not allowed to fight tomorrow. Ho Yuan stood up and left after giving them some instructions. I'm sorry about today's matter. Night Sorrow raised the teacup in his hand toward Ho Jian and said, You think too much. My granduncle is right. I should be envious that Lei Bao and Lei Zheng have a friend like you. Seeing you put a lot of pressure on me. You have too much room for improvement. If I don't enter the fifth order, it will be very difficult for me to improve my strength. Soon I will be overtaken. Ho Jian said. Brother Ho is too modest. Night Sorrow said with a smile. Outside the Eastern Profound region, we are partners who fight side by side. But in the Eastern Profound region, I still see you as an opponent. The days without an opponent are very boring. Ho Jian looked at Night Sorrow and said. Good. Without an opponent there is no motivation. I agree with your point of view. Night Sorrow didn't expect Ho Jian to be so magnanimous. Look at Original Edition chapters Tick on G. However, if you go to the Holy Light Temple area, I will treat you as a friend just like Lei Bao and the others. Ho Jian said. Forget it. If I were to fight with you today, your Holy Light Temple's disciples would recognize me. They would definitely think that I'm an enemy. If I dare to go to your Holy Light Temple's territory, I will be chopped to death. Night Sorrow said with a smile. Don't worry. As long as you mention my name no one will touch you, Ho Jian said. Same. If you come to the Medicine Valley, I will also welcome you as a friend. Night Sorrow nodded and said. After chatting for a while the two parted ways. Night Sorrow returned to the Thunder Rumbling Sect's shack. In the shack, Night Sorrow saw the worried faces of Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu, as well as the pale-faced Lei Bao and Lei Zheng, who had bandages wrapped around his shoulder. What's the situation? I heard from Ninth Senior Sister that someone is looking for you? Lei Bao asked. Just like Night Sorrow, he now addressed Yang Lei as Ninth Senior Sister. The battle might not be able to continue. Night Sorrow sat down and said. Who is it that wants to see you? Sikong Chuyu asked. There are no outsiders here, so there's no harm in me telling you. It's a high-level member of Tianji Tower, or rather, a high-level member of Holy Light Temple's Tianji Tower. He doesn't want me to clash with Ho Jian, so he won't allow us to fight tomorrow. Night Sorrow said. He knew that Lei Bao and Lei Zheng were members of Black Watch, so he didn't think it was a big deal. Then wouldn't our Thunder Rumbling sect be passive? Lei Zheng said with some worry. That won't happen. Aren't you and Lei Bao also patrolling Tianji Tower? That's why he doesn't want you to die. This senior seems to want to negotiate and stop this battle, Night Sorrow said. That's good. If he's biased then it'll be really troublesome. Lei Zheng said. No, this senior is very broad-minded. Besides, this is a meaningless battle. If the venerables of both sides don't fight, and if the venerables don't die, then it's a meaningless war of attrition. Night Sorrow said. Then we'll just wait for the news. Damn it, Night Sorrow, if you didn't come, why would they care about my life or death? I won't be polite with you. Come bring me wine. Lei Bao shouted outside. Lei Bao and Lei Zheng, despite their injuries, drank with Night Sorrow. After drinking 2 jars of wine they left. They didn't dare to drink too much because they weren't sure if the battle would stop tomorrow. After Lei Bao and Lei Zheng left, Night Sorrow, Sikong Chuyu and Yang Lei chatted. This time there are gains and losses. Even if we offend Holy Light Temple, then so be it. Yang Lei said. I don't think so. That senior didn't mind, I can see that. That Holy Son Ho Jian also said that although we're usually opponents, if I go to Holy Light Temple, he would welcome me as a friend. It can be seen that he's not a narrow-minded person. Night Sorrow said. Then there's no problem. Breadth of mind determines one's achievements. If he's narrow-minded, then he wouldn't have reached his current height. The same goes for character. What kind of character would comprehend energy exertion techniques that are close to the character's concept? That guy's strength is a rebound, which shows that his character is soft and tough. Sikong Chuyu said. You're right. Lei Bao and Lei Zheng's energy exertion techniques are explosive. Night Sorrow pondered for a moment and said. Actually, your energy exertion techniques are very close to your character. Let's not talk about this. Tomorrow you don't have to fight so we can feel more at ease. Yang Lei only cared about Night Sorrow's safety. She didn't care about anything else. After resting for a night, Night Sorrow tidied up and left the tent. He found that the camp was really quiet today. There were disciples of Thunder Sect patrolling back and forth, but he didn't see any intention to fight. While Night Sorrow was thinking, Lei Bao came over. The higher-ups have given the order that we won't fight today. It seems that the senior has come to an agreement, Night Sorrow said. Although I'm not afraid of fighting, it's best if we don't fight. I really don't want to see my brother who's drinking today become a cold corpse tomorrow. Lei Bao said with some emotion. The battle has stopped, but in the end we still have to wait for the order from the sect headquarters. The elders have already gone to ask for instructions, and the Holy Light Temple has no intention of fighting today. Lei Jing said. I reckon that they won't be able to fight. Regardless of whether it's the Holy Light Temple or the Thunder Rumbling School, they have to give face to that senior. Although he comes from the Holy Light Temple, he does things fairly. The Thunder Rumbling School should be able to feel that your sect elders will make a suitable decision. Yishan said. If the battle stops, you can come to our Thunder Mountain as guests. We brothers will definitely treat you well. The conditions on the battlefield are too bad. Lei Bao said. I still have other things to do. I plan to go to Dongshan City. If I have time, I will go to Thunder Mountain. Night Sorrow said. That won't do. This time you must go to Thunder Mountain. It's the same to go to Dongshan City from there. Lei Jing said. Isn't that a long detour? It's enough for me to see my two brothers. Night Sorrow came to Thunder Sect to see Lei Bao and Lei Ming. Now that he had achieved his goal, there was no point in going to Thunder Mountain. Chapter 324. Genius remembers love in 1 second/small? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. What do you want to do? Yang Lei stared at Lei Bao and said. Night Senior Sister, I'm sorry. Just pretend I didn't say anything. Night Sorrow, even if we have to tie you up, we will bring you to Thunder Mountain, so don't resist. Lei Bao explained to Yang Lei, then looked at Night Sorrow and said. Ninth Senior Sister Chuyu, what do you think? Night Sorrow looked at Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu and asked. 13. Don't tell me you're interested in the beauties of Thunder Rolling Mountain? Yang Lei glanced at Yishang and asked. Ninth Senior Sister, you and Chuyu are both by my side, how would I dare? Night Sorrow explained with a smile. So you mean if Ninth Senior Sister and I are not by your side, you dare? Without waiting for Yang Lei to speak, Sikong Chuyu opened his mouth. You wrong me. Am I that kind of person? Night Sorrow helplessly said. You are. Yang Lei said. Not only Yang Lei said so, Lei Bao and Lei Jing also pointed at Night Sorrow inhumanely, joining Yang Lei's camp. You two are too inhumane. Knowing you two is not a good thing. Night Sorrow looked at Lei Bao and Lei Jing with contempt. Well, there's no need to fight. Call people to get some prey and roast it. Lei Jing finished his words and went out to arrange. 13. Did you see that? The atmosphere of Thunder Mountain Sect is similar to that of Taishan Peak. Yang Lei looked at Night Sorrow and said. Yes, very relaxed, very casual feeling. Night Sorrow said. For the next 2 days there was no battle. On the third day, Thunder Mountain Sect issued the order to retreat. When Thunder Rumbling School retreated, the people of Holy Light Religion also retreated. When the Holy Light Religion withdrew, the black-clothed Ho Jian appeared in the canyon. He cupped his hands toward the Thunder Rumbling School camp, then turned around and left. Night Sorrow knew that this was Ho Jian's greeting. However, Night Sorrow didn't say anything. There were some things that needed to be done. Without continuing to reject Lei Bao and Lei Zheng's good intentions, Night Sorrow followed Lei Bao and Lei Zheng towards Thunder Rolling Mountain. Night Sorrow, when we reach Thunder Mountain, you can try to challenge the Thunder Tower, Lei Bao said as they set up camp. Since you mentioned it last time, I wanted to ask. What is the Thunder Tower? Night Sorrow asked. You can say that here, but if you say it elsewhere in the Thunder Rumbling Sect, you'll definitely be caught as a spy. The Thunder Rumbling Tower is the symbol of the Thunder Rumbling Sect, and it's also the core of our sect's protective formation. Love Gong Little Say Kule Bao introduced it to Night Sorrow. Seeing that Night Sorrow still didn't understand it, Lei Jing explained it to Night Sorrow in detail. The Thunder Rumbling Tower was the Thunder Rumbling Sect's spiritual treasure. It had existed since the founding of the sect. Just like the 8-dragon cauldron in the Medicine Valley, it couldn't be moved. However, the Thunder Rumbling Tower was more domineering than the 8-dragon cauldron. Its defensive power was extremely strong. Even venerated realm experts couldn't damage it. The Thunder Rumbling Tower was located in front of the Thunder Rumbling Mountain. It was located at the north of Thunder Rumbling City. It was a sacred place of the Thunder Rumbling Sect. Not only was the Thunder Rumbling Tower the core of the sect's protective formation, but it also had a special function. Just like the 8-dragon cauldron, it could temper cultivators. There were 70 floors in the thunder rumbling tower. Every 10 floors corresponded to the chi refinement realm, essence gathering realm, core condensation realm, spirit severing realm, void inquiry stage, clear heaven realm, and sage realm. The spiritual chi in the tower was rich. Not only could it increase one's cultivation base rapidly, but it could also help one comprehend the technique of exerting energy. Lei Zheng's explosive force and extreme force were both comprehended with the help of the thunder rumbling tower. This is not bad. However, we are not members of the thunder rumbling sect. Is it appropriate for us to challenge the tower? Night Sorrow asked. Love, go little, say Chu, you don't have to worry about that. I will handle it. Lei Bao said with a smile. In the following days when they were camping, Night Sorrow would often spar with Lei Bao and Lei Zheng to improve their combat strength. Their main purpose was to study the technique of exerting energy. Lei Bao and Lei Zheng were also battle maniacs. Every time they were tortured by Night Sorrow, they would be exhausted. However, after they recovered, they still wanted to fight. Night Sorrow's vibration force and wave force were good training for them. They traveled during the day and rested at night. After half a month, they finally arrived at the headquarters of the Thunder Rumbling sect, the Thunder Rumbling Mountain. The structure of the Thunder Rumbling sect was different from that of the Medicine Valley. The headquarters of the Medicine Valley was still quite a distance away from the Pill Tripod City. However, the Thunder Rumbling sect was not. The Thunder Rumbling sect was built with the Thunder Rumbling Mountain at its back. The Thunder Rumbling City was just outside the mountain gate. In other words, the northern gate of the Thunder Rumbling sect was the entrance of the Thunder Rumbling sect. After entering the Thunder Rumbling City, the group continued to fly. However, the disciples of the Thunder Rumbling sect surrounded Night Sorrow, who was riding on the Tianyu Yanglei, and Sikong Chu, who were riding on the Fire Phoenix. Night Sorrow, when you are alone, do not use flying demonic beasts in the Thunder Rumbling sect. In the Thunder Rumbling sect, only the Thunder Rumbling sect's exclusive mount, the Thunderbirds, can fly. The others are all under attack. Lei Bao reminded Night Sorrow. Understood. You are all Thunderbirds. This is very convenient. Night Sorrow said. That's right. Our Thunder Rumbling sect is the birthplace of Thunderbirds. The sect has domesticated many Thunderbirds. Due to domestication, their talents and potential are not good. Most of them can only grow to the peak of the 2nd rank. It is very rare for them to reach the 3rd rank. If you want a higher talent, you have to go to the Thunder Rumbling Mountain and tame wild Thunderbirds. Wild Thunderbirds have high talent. 3rd rank is the foundation. They can reach the 4th rank or even higher. Lei Bao said. Then you and Lei Zheng's Thunderbirds must have been tamed by yourselves. I remember Lei Zheng's face was full of pain at that time. Night Sorrow said with a smile. Our Thunderbirds were an accident. At that time we had just reached the 3rd rank. Because we didn't want to use mounts with no potential, we went to the Thunder Rumbling Mountain to look for wild Thunderbirds. We were lucky and found 2 young Thunderbirds. We brought them back. We didn't expect the consequences to be so serious. Lei Bao said. Don't mention it. Yishan, you don't know, but after that, a Thunderbird commander appeared. It was a peak tier 4 Thunderbird commander. The 2 of us chased it down. Fortunately, the sect's elders appeared in time to repel the Thunderbird commander. Otherwise, the 2 of us would have been dead. Lei Zheng's face was still filled with fear. Night Sorrow, your mount is very handsome. What breed is it? Lei Bao asked. It is a mutated beast. It has the bloodline of the ancient Azure Peng and Black Huan. Lei Bao, I will go back first. You must take good care of the guests. The 3 of them are the honorable guests of our Thunder Rumbling sect. Lei Jun, who was at the front of the group, rode his Thunderbird to the front of Lei Bao and the others. Uncle Lei Jun, don't worry. Today we will bring them for a feast. Tomorrow we will take them for a walk around the sect. Lei Bao said. Lei Jun nodded and left first. He had many things to deal with. The Thunder Rumbling sect's disciples were ordered to retreat through special means. Now he had to report back and understand what was going on. When they arrived at Thunder Rumbling City, Lei Bao arranged for Night Sorrow and the others to stay at the best inn. Then he brought them to the best restaurant and prepared a table full of dishes. Chapter 325. Genius 1 second. Remember love/go/little? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. The banquet was sumptuous, but Night Sorrow only took a small sip of wine before putting it down. First time. Night Sorrow took out his wine. Do you guys want to drink this? What's wrong? Are you not used to ancient fragrant wine? Lei Bao looked at Night Sorrow and asked. I'm not used to it. I'll drink my own. Night Sorrow took out the green blood wine and poured it for Yang Lei and xianxia. Don't be so careless. If there's good wine, let's drink together. Lei Bao took the wine jar from Night Sorrow's hand and poured it for himself and Lei Zheng. After taking a sip, Lei Bao smacked his lips. Indeed, this wine is strong enough and tastes good. It's better than ancient fragrant wine. It's not about the wine. I can drink all the wine you guys had a few days ago. It's just that there's something wrong with this wine. I really want to drink it, but when I smell it, I feel like my blood is rushing and I'm about to explode, Night Sorrow said. No, I'm fine with it. Try it again. Yang Lei looked at Night Sorrow in surprise. Then she poured another cup for Night Sorrow. Looking at Yang Lei, Night Sorrow hesitated for a moment. Then he picked up the bowl and drank the ancient fragrant wine. As soon as he drank it, Night Sorrow had a reaction. His face turned red. Then the blood in his body surged and his true chi surged. Love, gone little say, Chu Night Sorrow tried his best to calm his chi and blood. After half a cup of tea's time, Night Sorrow returned to normal. Are you okay? Yang Lei, who had been nervous, asked worriedly when she saw that Night Sorrow had calmed down. I'm fine. This wine is very strange. However, you guys saw what happened just now. I couldn't suppress my blood energy at all. Right now, I feel like I'm in the middle of an intense battle, Night Sorrow said. Night Sorrow, there's something wrong with your body. Last time it was the same after you got angry. This time it's the same. Fortunately, there aren't any side effects. In addition, your true energy was extremely violent just now. It's at least at the 7th level of the spirit severing stage. xianxia said. When she told Night Sorrow about the Night Moon Empire in Bamboo Garden Town, Night Sorrow had the same reaction. Then I'll prepare some of this ancient fragrant wine. When you encounter a strong enemy, you can drink a mouthful. That way your combat power will increase a little, Night Sorrow said. Relying on external objects is not the way to go. See if you can control it. If you want to activate it, activate it. If you want to retract it, retract it. xianxia was sure that Night Sorrow had a special bloodline. Next, Yishang drank the wine he brought. Everyone enjoyed the meal to their heart's content. Then Lei Bao asked the shop owner to prepare a few dishes and pack them up. Lei Jing arranged for Night Sorrow and the others. I'll go back first. I'll come back tomorrow morning. Lei Bao left on the Thunderbird with the food prepared by the restaurant. This guy is still very homesick, Yang Lei said. Brother Bao is famous for being a filial son in our Thunder Rumbling sect. His father, my uncle, went on a business trip when he was young and passed away early. It was Auntie who brought him up. It hasn't been easy all these years, so Brother Bao is especially filial, Lei Jing said. Filial people are worthy of respect. Yang Lei nodded. Lei Jing sent Night Sorrow and the others to the inn before leaving. He also wanted to go home. In the room of the inn, Night Sorrow looked at the ancient fragrant wine. Then he opened it and took a sniff. There's something in here that can stimulate me. When I smell it, I feel like I'm going to explode. You have to find the location of the hidden energy in your body. In other words, there must be an energy point in your body that hides the bloodline talent. As long as you find it, you can activate it. Love, gone little, say, Chu xianxia said. Then I'll give it a try. Night Sorrow nodded. After sitting down, he began to check his body. After circulating his vital energy and the myriad Tao Tomes energy twice, Night Sorrow still didn't find anything. Then Night Sorrow opened the ancient fragrant wine and took a sniff. Then he continued to search for the energy point that xianxia mentioned. Just as his blood was about to surge, Night Sorrow found a problem. There was energy bursting out from the part of his dragon bone that was close to his internal organs. That was a place that he usually didn't notice. I found it. It's under my dragon bone. There's energy bursting out there, Night Sorrow said. Then see if you can activate the energy. If you can activate the energy point on your own, the problem will be solved, xianxia said. Night Sorrow nodded. He closed his eyes and continued to meditate. He controlled his vital energy and rushed it to the position under his dragon bone. As Night Sorrow's vital energy collided, a burst of energy suddenly burst out from the energy point and mixed with Night Sorrow's vital energy. Then Night Sorrow's aura increased. His cultivation increased by about 1 level. Next, Night Sorrow circulated his vital energy and sent the energy back to the energy point under his dragon bone. Night Sorrow felt that it was a special meridian. After finishing his cultivation, Night Sorrow stood up. I found that it's still very big. I can control it. That's not right. Try again. The energy bursting out when you eat is much stronger than before, xianxia said again. Yang Lei also nodded. Smelling the ancient fragrant wine, Knight Sorrow continued to search for energy points. Then he found another 6 energy points. However, no matter how Knight Sorrow activated his vital energy, it was useless. He couldn't activate the other 6 energy points. Knight Sorrow, let nature take its course. This is your talent. It can't run away. Forcefully activating it will harm your body. Xianxia stopped Knight Sorrow, who wanted to continue his research. It seems that my body really does have a secret. Those are 7 meridians. Currently, I can only activate one of them, Knight Sorrow said. One meridian can raise your cultivation by 1 level. That's too scary. So there must be a limit to activating all 7. Take it slow. Also, there should be a matching skill for activating the bloodline talent, Yang said to Knight Sorrow. I feel like the 7 meridians are like a picture. Knight Sorrow was very happy. Although he only activated 1, the effect was obvious. I'm going to rest. We still have to go to the thunder rumbling sect tomorrow. Yang smiled and left the room. After Yang left, Knight Sorrow hugged Xianxia. Don't leave tonight, okay? Xianxia blushed as she nodded her head slightly. After a sleepless night, Knight Sorrow woke up in the morning and was full of energy. Xianxia was the same. Her cheeks had a faint blush, which made her look very feminine. After the two finished washing up, Yang knocked on the door and came in. Not bad, not bad. But the two of you were a little too loud. I couldn't sleep the whole night in the next room, Yang said with a smile. Ninth senior sister, how can you be like this? You even eavesdropped. Xianxia said anxiously. She knew that she was really loud last night. I wasn't eavesdropping. I was meditating and naturally heard it. Don't worry. No one else can hear it. Yang sat down and said, I don't care. Tonight the two of you must be together. Xianxia held Yang hand and said, Why? Speaking of this, Yang was embarrassed. Chapter 326. Geniuses remember love in 1 second? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Chuyu 13 has led you astray, Yang said. What are you talking about? Knight Sorrow was speechless. Just as the 3 of them were laughing, Lei Bao and Lei Jing arrived. You guys are early, Knight Sorrow greeted them. Not bad. I was scolded yesterday, Lei Bao said, rubbing his head. Who scolded you? You probably did something wrong, right? Knight Sorrow said with a smile. I was scolded twice. The first time was by my mother. After finding out that you saved me and came to Thunder City, she scolded me because I didn't bring you back. The other time I was scolded by the enforcement elder for not being a good host, Lei Bao said. Brother Bao, you went to see the enforcement elder? Lei Jing asked. The enforcement elder has agreed to allow Knight Sorrow and the other 2 to enter the Thunder Tower, Lei Bao said. That's good. Lei Jing nodded. Originally, Lei Jing had planned to go see the elder guarding the Thunder Tower today and communicate with him to allow Knight Sorrow and the other 2 to enter the tower. However, now that Lei Bao had been dealt with, there was no need for him to go. The enforcement elder wants to see you guys. Knight Sorrow, are you okay with that? Lei Bao asked. Greeting the elders is a must. Ninth senior sister, Xianxia, do you guys have any questions? Knight Sorrow asked for Yang and Xianxia's opinion. I'm fine with it. Greeting them is a must. Yang nodded. Of course I'll accompany you. We'll meet whoever you want. Xianxia now listened to Knight Sorrow. They rode their flying Yao beasts and flew towards Thunder Rumbling Sect. Lei Bao and Lei Jing rode their Thunderbirds, protecting Knight Sorrow and the other 2 from the front and back, preventing them from being attacked by the guards of Thunder City. In a cypress forest at the side of the main peak of the Thunder Rumbling Sect, the few of them met the enforcement elder of the Thunder Rumbling Sect, Lei Jiyun. Junior Knight Sorrow greets Senior. Seeing Lei Jiyun, Knight Sorrow, Lei Bao, and Lei Jing bowed respectfully. Xianxia bowed slightly. This was considered a junior's greeting, mainly because Knight Sorrow bowed. Yang from Medicine Valley, nice to meet you. Yang cupped her hands at Lei Jiyun. She was an elder of the Medicine Valley, so she couldn't greet an elder of the Thunder Rumbling clan as a junior. Elder, they are Knight Sorrow's fiancés. This is Xianxia, and this is Medicine Valley's elder Yang Lei Bao introduced. He already knew the relationship between Knight Sorrow and the other 2. Excuse me everyone, please take a seat. Lei Jiyun cupped his hands at Yang and Xianxia. Yang status as an elder of the Medicine Valley was not something Lei Jiyun could ignore. Furthermore, Yang and Xianxia's cultivation were there for all to see. Knight Sorrow, not bad. Reaching the mid-4th order at such a young age, thank you for saving Lei Bao and the disciples of Thunder Rumbling Sect. Lei Juyun said as he sat down. Senior is too polite. Lei Bao, Lei Jing and I are friends, this is nothing. Night Sorrow said. You're all young people, it's good to be friends. Lei Bao and Lei Zheng are straightforward people, if there's anything inappropriate, please don't mind. Lei Juyun looked at Lei Bao and Lei Zheng, his eyes full of praise. These two disciples were outstanding disciples of Thunder Rumbling Sect, and he had always been very satisfied with them. Senior is too serious. Since we're friends, why would I mind? Night Sorrow said, shaking his head. Elder Yang, this king is aware of what happened this time. Because of your appearance and Yi Shang's intervention, the Thunder Rumbling clan's losses were greatly reduced. If the Medicine Valley encounters any difficulties in the future, just send a message and the Thunder Rumbling clan will definitely help. Lei Juyun expressed the Thunder Rumbling clan's attitude. Yang Lei and Night Sorrow expressed their gratitude. Putting aside whether Medicine Valley would face any trouble in the future, whether Thunder Rumbling Sect would help or not, first of all, this was their attitude. As the Thunder Rumbling Sect's law enforcement elder, Lei Juyun's words carried weight. After chatting for a while, Night Sorrow and the others stood up to leave. Original first release % Lei Bao, this is my token. Bring our esteemed guest around. Lei Juyun threw his token to Lei Bao. After expressing their gratitude, Night Sorrow, Lei Bao and Lei Jing left. At Lei Juyun's place of cultivation. Let's walk around the sect for now. We'll go to Thunder Rumbling Tower tomorrow. Lei Bao said. Lei Bao, bring us to see Andy first. Night Sorrow said. Sure, my mother also wants to see you. Lei Bao said with a smile. Sitting on a flying beast, they quickly arrived at Lei Bao's home, which was a relatively remote bamboo forest. In the bamboo forest there was a simple bamboo house. This was Lei Bao's home. In the courtyard, a beautiful middle-aged woman was trimming the flowers and plants. Mother, my son's friend is here to see you. Lei Bao ran over, took the large scissors from the middle-aged woman's hand, and began to cultivate the flowers and plants. Why didn't you say anything in advance? Mother didn't prepare anything here. The middle-aged woman, who was Lei Bao's mother, greeted Night Sorrow and the others with a smile. Sorry to disturb Auntie. Night Sorrow bowed. He realized that he couldn't see through Lei Bao's mother's cultivation. Don't be so courteous. Let's have lunch here. Auntie will make something to eat. Don't mind. Lei Bao's mother said with a smile. He will have good food to eat again. Lei Jing said with a smile. You little rascal, stop eating at Auntie's place. Lei Bao's mother scolded Lei Jing with a smile, and went to make something to eat. Lei Bao wanted to help, but was chased back by his mother. In the end, Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu went to help. Night Sorrow was thinking about what gift to give. In the end, he decided to give a few drops of Origin Spiritual Liquid. Night Sorrow found a reason to leave. He went to a place where there was no one and poured 5 drops of Origin Spiritual Liquid into a jade bottle. It wasn't that Night Sorrow was stingy, but this thing couldn't be given too much. If he gave a bottle, what would others think? During the meal, Lei Bao's mother asked Night Sorrow and the others if they liked the food. She was very kind and easygoing. Bao, you're a bit older than Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow already has a female companion. You should hurry up. Lei Bao's mother said to Lei Bao. Mother, I'll definitely work hard. Lei Bao said with a smile. After the meal they rested for a while. Lei Bao's mother let Lei Bao bring Night Sorrow and the others to walk around. Night Sorrow took out the gift he had prepared. Auntie, we came in a hurry and didn't prepare anything. This gift is the 3 of us. You don't have to be so polite. Quickly take it. You and Bao are our friends, so you should come here often. Lei Bao's mother shook her head and refused. Mother, just take it. Night Sorrow and I are friends, so there's no need to be polite. Lei Bao said with a smile. You child, all right. Bring them here when you have time. Lei Bao's mother hesitated for a moment before taking the gift. Afterwards, they went to visit Lei Jing's parents. Night Sorrow gave the pure heart stone that Lei Jing lost to him as a gift to Lei Jing's mother. This made Lei Jing speechless. In the evening, Lei Bao and Lei Jing sent Night Sorrow and the others back to the inn. The main reason was that Night Sorrow and the others didn't want to rest in the Thunder Clan. Chapter 327. Genius 1 second. Remember love go/little? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Mother. Lei Bao went over and poured a cup of tea for his mother. Have you sent your friends to rest? Lei Bao's mother waved her hand and signaled Lei Bao to sit down. Yes, tomorrow I will take them to Thunder Tower. Lei Bao sat down and said. You must receive them well. Night Sorrow's personality is straightforward, he is a good friend. Moreover, he is not simple. Lei Bao's mother said. Mother, I don't understand what you are saying. Lei Bao shook his head. He did not understand why his mother said that, but he knew that his mother must have her reasons. His mother was one of the elders of Thunder's sect, but she never asked about the sect's matters. 4th level spirit severing stage cultivation, he has the ability to withstand the peak of spirit severing stage. This proves that his combat ability is strong, and he also has unknown abilities. The most important point is that he has luck on his body. Those who are close to him will have certain benefits. Lei Bao's mother said. Son and he became friends not because of these but because we hit it off. He is a good friend, not mixed with other things. Lei Bao said in a low voice. Well, mother doesn't have any other meaning, I am just casually telling you. Today he gave mother a very heavy gift, really heavy. As long as they are in Thunder sect you must receive them well. If you have time bring them over. Mother likes them very much. Lei Bao's mother said with a smile. Night Sorrow and the other two returned to the inn and chatted while drinking tea. Thunder Rumbling School is indeed a place of hidden dragons and crouching tigers. Today we have been playing for a whole day and have met many people whose cultivation base cannot be seen through. With such strength they still let their disciples fight against the Holy Light religion. This method of training their disciples is really ruthless. Yang Lei said. I can't see Lei Bao's mother's cultivation. Night Sorrow said. Don't say you can't see, I can't see either. She is also a ruthless person. How much spiritual liquid did you give her? Xianxia said. 5 drops. Too little is stingy, too much is not appropriate. Night Sorrow said. Ofrisi. Cost X4 looks small, say, well you handled it well. Yang Lei nodded. I don't know what's going on with the Thunder Tower. I'll go take a look tomorrow. There is a Xiantian Tower in the Qingtian region. It is said that the Xiantian Tower can transform a person's soul. My family has been there before but they didn't feel anything. Love Gon Little Say W Chusikong Chuyu said. Improve the soul? What do you mean? Night Sorrow asked, puzzled. You haven't reached the 5th stage so it's normal that you don't know this. After reaching the 5th stage one can reach the peak of true chi and cultivate spiritual sense, which is the power of the soul. The power of the soul is the key to entering the venerable realm. Only with a strong power of the soul can one better comprehend the power of heaven and earth and enter the unity of heaven and man. Yang Lei explained to Night Sorrow. This is also the reason why there are so many 5th order cultivators on the continent, but not many venerables. The strength of one's soul force is a result of one's innate talent. In other words, it's innate talent. It's very difficult to cultivate after birth. There are almost no cultivation techniques for cultivating soul force. There are also very few treasures that can strengthen the soul. Sikong Chuyu explained. That is to say, no matter how strong one's true chi cultivation talent is, it is useless for entering the venerable realm. If the power of the soul is not strong, one will never be able to enter the venerable realm? Night Sorrow said. Yes. The cultivation of the power of the soul can only begin after reaching the 5th stage and opening the deity sea. The cultivation method is passed down orally from generation to generation. Every venerable has a different understanding of the power of the soul. Sikong Chiyu nodded. I understand. I am still very far from the 5th stage. Night Sorrow said. Night Sorrow didn't say anything. The myriad Dao Tome strengthened the skull at the 9th level of the bone forging realm. Once one entered the consolidation realm, one would be able to open the deity sea. Night Sorrow hadn't read the consolidation realm of the myriad Dao Tome in detail, but he knew a little about it. Okay, I will go to the room next door to rest today. Sikong Chiyu smiled and left, not giving Yang Lei a chance to refute. Ninth senior sister, are you tired? Rest early. Night Sorrow looked at Yang Lei, who was clenching her jade-like hands and clearly nervous. I'm fine. How about you? Are you tired? Yang Lei looked at Night Sorrow and asked. I'm not tired. I'm just a little emotional. As one of the 7 superpowers, the Thunder Rumbling sect is indeed too powerful. We saw so many Stage 4 cultivators while strolling around. There were also quite a few Stage 5 cultivators. This is something that the Medicine Valley can't compare to, Yishan said. This is their foundation. The Thunder Rumbling sect's territory is larger than the Golden Flame sect's. It is dozens of times larger than the Medicine Valley's territory. How many disciples do they recruit every year? With many disciples, there is a higher chance of geniuses appearing. Medicine Valley needs time to settle down and develop. Yang Lei said. I understand. Fighting for territory is very important. Night Sorrow thought for a moment and said. Of course it is. Although there are many disciples, which means that we need a lot of resources, the same number of disciples doing missions will also bring back resources. This is a cycle and it is the only way to rise. Yang Lei nodded. I understand. Night Sorrow said. The other way to rise is the appearance of a heaven-defying character. Even if a small sect has an invincible character, the sect will become a top force. Who dares to provoke them? If they provoke them, they will be destroyed. It is difficult to not rise. Just like the Holy Light sect now. Someone is in the top management of Tianji Tower, so the Thunder Rumbling sect has to give face. Of course, this person is very fair. Yang Lei said. Let's not talk about this. Tomorrow I have to ask someone to carve a jade pendant. Night Sorrow said. Why do you want to carve a jade pendant? Yang Lei asked, puzzled. The other day when I met the senior in Tianji Tower, I told him about my background. He asked me if I had a token to show him. You know, I gave the jade pendant to Xikong. I plan to find someone to carve one according to the design. It will be much more convenient. Night Sorrow said his idea. That's a good idea. The pattern and design can be imitated. The only thing missing is the material. Yang Lei nodded. The seniors of the Empyrean Apex Tower are all experienced and knowledgeable people. Even if one person can't recognize it, the others can. Yishang had high expectations for this trip to Dongshan City. That's a good idea. Fallen leaves return to their roots. You have to find your family. Yang Lei nodded. She knew that this matter meant a lot to Night Sorrow. Ninth Senior Sister, if you are tired, you can rest. I will meditate and cultivate. I still have a treasure here. I forgot to use it. Night Sorrow took out the mysterious ice jade that Wu Lingfei gave him. The mysterious ice jade and the tranquil heart stone had the same effect. They were both treasures that could calm the mind and concentrate. Looking at the mysterious ice jade that Night Sorrow took out, Yang Lei was shocked. This is a good treasure to assist in cultivation. Later on, you can use it to meditate. Does Ninth Senior Sister need it? Ninth Senior Sister, you can take it. Night Sorrow said. No need. You take it. We are going to rest. Yang Lei whispered. Night Sorrow nodded, took off his robe and hung it up. Chapter 328. Genius remembers love in 1 second/small? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Night Sorrow sat by the bed and looked at Yang Lei. The shy Yang Lei with her blushing face was particularly moving. Look at the original version of the book. Ninth Senior Sister, you're so beautiful, Night Sorrow said softly. You also know how to coax people. Yang Lei leaned on Night Sorrow and muttered softly. I'm not coaxing people, I'm telling the truth, Night Sorrow said as he hugged Yang Lei. You said the same to Chuyu, right? Yang Lei looked up at Night Sorrow. Yes, I said it before. Of course, it's also the truth, there's no falsehood, Night Sorrow said as he nodded. You're quite honest, Yang Lei said as she hugged Night Sorrow's waist. Ninth Senior Sister, let's rest? Night Sorrow hugged Yang Lei's delicate body and had some reaction. Okay, I'll turn off the lights. Yang Lei got up and turned off the lights, then returned to the bed and returned to Night Sorrow's embrace. After kissing Yang Lei, Night Sorrow reached out to untie Yang Lei's tight underwear. I'll do it myself, Yang Lei said softly when she felt Night Sorrow fail to untie her underwear several times. Ninth Senior Sister, I'm suddenly a little nervous, Night Sorrow said. Why are you nervous? Aren't these the things you men look forward to the most? Yang Lei said as she took off her clothes. Rustling sounds could be heard as Yang Lei lifted the blanket. After getting under the blanket, she reached out and grabbed Yishang's hand. Yishang also got under the blanket. Once he was under the blanket, Yishang could feel Yang Lei's smooth and delicate body. 13, take me. Only then can we be a real family, Yang Lei said softly. Night Sorrow hugged Yang Lei tightly. With just a simple sentence he could feel Yang Lei's deep affection. After hugging for a while, Night Sorrow put Yang Lei on the bed, then separated Yang Lei's straight and strong legs. And be gentler, Yang Lei softly moaned and the two became one. Di Shin was in a state of tranquility. His heartstrings were all gone. After a long time Yang Lei hugged Night Sorrow. Naughty guy, you're too much, I'm about to fall apart. Yishang didn't say anything. He just quietly hugged Yang Lei, who had already become his woman. They slept in each other's arms until dawn, when the two of them got up to wash up. At this time Xikong Chuyu also came over. Congratulations, Ninth Senior Sister. I'm a little better than you. Last night I couldn't calm down in the middle of the night. Fortunately you didn't make a fuss in the second half of the night. Baidu search love gong xiao say www.achux.com, they've all changed. 13 has turned bad and so have you, Chuyu. Yang Lei, who had finished combing her hair, glanced at Xikong Chuyu and said. Ah, this was normal. Could it be that they were going to maintain the stuffy situation from before? Is it convenient for ninth senior sister to go out today? How about we go to Thunder Roll Tower tomorrow? xianxia asked. She was worried that it might be inconvenient for Yang Lei, who had just experienced her first time to travel. I'm fine. I've rested for half the night and have recovered, Yang Lei said. Her body was relatively strong, and her recovery ability was also strong. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been able to cultivate the heaven-covering hand. While the three of them were chatting, Lei Bao and Lei Jing came. How was your rest? Let's go out for a walk? Very good. The environment here is good. Knight Sorrow nodded. Then they left the inn. They didn't ride on flying demon beasts but walked in the city. Brother Lei Bao, where is the jade carving master? Knight Sorrow asked. Golden Hall. It's not far ahead. It's the best jewelry store in Thunder Roll City. Let's go and have a look. Are you going to buy jewelry for sister-in-law? Lei Bao asked with a smile. Ninth senior sister Chiu, I'm sorry. I didn't buy you any jewelry. I have other things to do today, so I went to the jewelry store. After listening to Lei Bao's words, Knight Sorrow said apologetically. You don't have to apologize. Lei Jing said, giving Knight Sorrow a way out. When they arrived at Golden Hall, Knight Sorrow found the shopkeeper and asked to see the carving master in the store. The shopkeeper looked at them, especially Lei Bao's and Lei Jing's clothes, and then went to invite the master. Knight Sorrow and the others strolled in the store, but they didn't find any jewelry that xianxia and Yang Lei liked. Their hairpins and earrings were simple. Soon, a gray-haired old man accompanied by the shopkeeper came out. Are you here to order jewelry? The old man looked at Knight Sorrow and the others and asked. Greetings, Grandmaster. It's like this. I want to imitate a jade pendant. Is it possible? Yishang reached out and took the jade pendant from xianxia. On the way, Knight Sorrow said his idea, and xianxia agreed. Holding Yishang's jade pendant, the old man looked at it seriously. After looking at it for a while, the old man turned his head and looked at Yishang. This is an extremely rare blood thread jade. This old man has only seen it in ancient books. There's no need to talk about the words on the front of the jade pendant. Master, can you copy it for me? Knight Sorrow asked. No. It's not that I can't carve it, but that I can't carve it. This kind of emblem is the symbol of a family. It's immoral for outsiders to copy it, and it's easy to be killed. The jade carving master shook his head. Master, please listen to me first before you decide if you want to help me or not. It's like this. Knight Sorrow told him the whole story and also the reason why he was here to imitate it. After listening to Knight Sorrow's explanation, the old man lowered his head and thought. Master, he is our Thunder Rumbling Sex VIP, please help him. Lei Bao said. Okay, I'll help you this time. The main reason is that you don't have any evil intentions. You don't want to copy someone else's emblem. Do you have the materials? The old man looked at Knight Sorrow and asked. Knight Sorrow took out a piece of mysterious ice jade that he had cut off yesterday and gave it to the old man. Mysterious ice jade. It's actually the extremely rare mysterious ice jade. Blood jade and mysterious ice jade are both precious treasures recorded in ancient books. Since I've helped you, I'll carve 2 pieces for you. Just wait. The old man glanced at Yang Lei and xianxia who were standing beside Knight Sorrow, then returned to the counter and began carving the jade pendant. After 4 hours, the old man carved 2 pieces of mysterious ice jade from Knight Sorrow's mysterious ice jade. There was still some leftover materials. The old man's carving skills were superb, and he didn't waste any materials. Thank you, master. How much do you want? Knight Sorrow asked. Can you give me this leftover material? The old man asked. The leftover mysterious ice jade was very small. Knight Sorrow's mysterious ice jade was supposed to be a single piece. After the old man carved 2 pieces, there wasn't much left. Of course. Master, how much do you want? Knight Sorrow asked. No need. This leftover material is enough. The old man shook his head. However, Knight Sorrow still left 2 gold notes as payment. Let's go to the Thunder Tower now. Knight Sorrow, I'm currently going to the 46th floor. Let's see if you can surpass me. Lei Bao patted Knight Sorrow's shoulder and said. Chapter 329. Genius 1 second. Remember Love Go/Little? We provide you with interesting novels to read. Tell me more about the situation. Knight Sorrow asked. He handed the original jade token to xianxia and a newly carved jade token to Yang Lei. Alright, I'll tell you about our Thunder Rumbling sect's most valuable treasure. Lei Bao said with pride. The Thunder Rumbling Tower was a top-grade spiritual artifact and had already produced an artifact spirit. Every floor of the tower corresponded to a corresponding cultivation level. The last floor after every 9 floors was a special area for safe recovery. It was also a cultivation area with extremely dense spiritual energy. This was the reward for passing the 9th level. That way, every 10 levels corresponded to a major stage. The thunder rumbling tower was filled with energy. The test of every level was the attack of energy beasts and energy cultivators. Only by defeating them could one pass. After passing the level, one could absorb the energy to cultivate. This was also the reward for passing the level. Looks interesting. We can't have more than one person, right? Also, how does one defeat an energy attacker? Night Sorrow asked. Many people can pass the tower at the same time. Every floor of the thunder rumbling tower has many small spaces. As for how to defeat an energy attacker, the thunder rumbling tower's artifact spirit will judge. Lei Bao explained to Night Sorrow. The thunder rumbling tower is really domineering. Ninth senior sister, does our sect's 8-dragon cauldron have an artifact spirit? Night Sorrow asked. Of course. Without an artifact spirit, our Grand Elder Hua can control it. It's because the artifact spirit doesn't approve of it that Grand Elder Hua can only use a portion of the 8-dragon cauldron's abilities. Yang Lei nodded. As they chatted, they arrived at the thunder rumbling tower. In front of the thunder rumbling tower, there was a green-robed elder sitting cross-legged in a green pavilion. Lei Bao stepped forward and took out Lei Juyun's token and explained the situation of Night Sorrow and the others. You can enter now. The first 30 levels are free of spirit stones. However, after the 40th level you will have to pay spirit stones. This is the rule of our thunder rumbling sect. The green-robed elder said and took out a few jade tokens. Thank you, Lord Elder. Lei Bao bowed and received the jade tokens. Then he was about to pay the spirit stones. Brother Lei Bao will do it ourselves. How do we pay the spirit stones? Night Sorrow couldn't let Lei Bao spend money. Below the 20th floor, each floor costs a low-grade spirit stone. From the 30th to the 40th floor, each floor costs a mid-grade spirit stone. From the 50th to the 60th floor, each floor costs a high-grade spirit stone. This time, you don't have to pay for floors below the 30th floor. In addition, you can stay in the tower for a maximum of 3 days. Lei Bao gave the jade tablets that the green-robed elder had given to Yi Shang and the others. Same. That's for you. Night Sorrow shook his head. Listen to me. I want the same thing as Ninth Senior Sister. The mysterious ice jade has the effect of calming the mind. You won't miss it, right? Sikong Chuyu said to Night Sorrow while holding the blood thread jade token. Okay. Night Sorrow understood that Sikong Chuyu was thinking for him. He took the jade token and helped Sikong Chuyu tie the newly carved mysterious ice jade token to his waist. Lei Jing, we need to work hard. Lei Bao said from the side. You're the one who needs to work hard. I have a goal. Lei Jing said proudly. Okay. You're all ruthless. Lei Bao was speechless. Sikong Chuyu smiled at Night Sorrow and went to climb the tower. At this time it was time for Yi Shang to pay the bill. Yi Shang calculated for a moment and took out 30 mid-grade spirit stones. Then he took out 10 high-grade spirit stones and handed them to the old man. Okay. If there's more I can return it to you. The old man said. By the way, you two don't stay idle. Let's go together. Night Sorrow took out 20 middle-grade spirit stones and gave them to the old man. Baidu search AI go female sign xiao say www.ichuxs.com. You have a lot of money. We can't afford it. Lei Bao said. They usually do various tasks and can only earn a few middle-grade spirit stones. They can't take out so many middle-grade spirit stones like Night Sorrow, let alone upper-grade spirit stones. Okay. Let's go in. Those who came out first, wait a moment. Night Sorrow stood up and walked into the Thunder Tower. He was also anxious to see the magic of the Thunder Tower. ++ forever #free read square root novels % as he stepped through the door, Night Sorrow found himself in a gray misty space. Night Sorrow just stood still and a demonic wolf rushed towards Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow stepped sideways and dodged. He then observed and found that it was an energy demonic wolf. The energy it contained was around level 1 chi refining. Night Sorrow waved his spear and pierced the demonic wolf's head. With Night Sorrow's spear, the demonic wolf dispersed and changed into a small ball of energy. Night Sorrow glanced at it and didn't absorb it. This bit of energy was meaningless to him. At this time, a staircase appeared in front of Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow carried the reincarnation spear and entered the second floor of the Thunder Tower. It was still an energy demonic beast, but its cultivation was at level 2 chi refining. After piercing through the demonic beast's head, Night Sorrow continued to advance. When he pierced through the demonic beast's head, a staircase appeared. Night Sorrow's speed was extremely fast as he continuously charged upwards. Lei Jing, you go ahead. I won't go in for the time being. I'll go in next time. Otherwise, it would be impolite if we were still inside when he came out. Lei Bao said. Let's wait together. Lei Jing nodded. Okay. Then I'll record this debt. Since the honored guest has arrived, you should properly receive him. This is courtesy. The green-robed old man was very satisfied with Lei Bao and Lei Jing's attitude. There were 3 tablets on the table in front of the green-robed old man. These were the jade tablets that Night Sorrow and the other 2 carried. They could show the height of Night Sorrow and the others. At this moment, the 3 tablets were constantly flashing. Soon, Night Sorrow entered the 30th floor. The Night Sorrow, who didn't consume much energy, continued to charge forward. He didn't notice that the jade tablet that Lei Bao gave him was constantly glowing. Every time he advanced to a floor, it would light up. That young man's battle strength is very strong. It seems that every time he kills an energy demonic beast, he wouldn't have such speed. The green-robed old man said. Night Sorrow continued to advance. He was at the middle stage of level 4 spirit severing stage. If he needed to train, it would be after the 40th floor. Cultivating here was a complete waste of time. In the time it took to brew a cup of tea, Night Sorrow rushed to the 40th floor. The 40th floor didn't have any energy demonic beasts attacking it. It was a resting area and also an area with extremely dense energy. Many people who came to this area would consume a lot of energy. They would need to rest for a while before charging forward or cultivating here. Shaking his neck, Night Sorrow didn't stop here. He continued to advance because he didn't consume much energy. After entering the 41st floor, the energy demonic beast that appeared was no longer a demonic beast. Instead, it was a humanoid energy body. There was a halo on its body. It was a protective energy. The yellow halo showed that this opponent was of the earth attribute. Night Sorrow took a step forward and charged towards the humanoid energy demonic beast. The reincarnation spear was filled with vibration force. Bang! With a muffled sound, the humanoid energy demonic beast's right arm was shaken off. Night Sorrow's swift and fierce spear directly pierced through the head of the humanoid energy demonic beast. Then, not far from Night Sorrow, a staircase appeared again. Chapter 330. A Genius Remembers Love in 1 Second? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. After the humanoid guard was defeated, it turned into energy. The intensity of the energy was very high, so Night Sorrow began to meditate and refine it. This place was very strange. The energy produced by defeating the energy guards floated in the air and did not disperse at all. Night Sorrow only used a quarter of an hour to refine this mass of energy. This mass of energy was very pure and did not need to be refined. It was much purer than the energy provided by pills. Moreover, it was very gentle and easy to refine. Night Sorrow then got up and walked up the stairs to the 42nd floor. On the 42nd floor there was also a humanoid guard. Its protective halo was green, and it was obviously of the wind attribute. Night Sorrow's feet shook as he executed soaring dragon steps, blocking the movement path of the wind attribute guard. Following which, he thrust out his reincarnation spear. The wind attribute guardian quickly retreated. As it retreated, it threw a punch at the tip of Night Sorrow's reincarnation spear. Fists were weapons, and every part of the energy guardian's body was a weapon. Bang! An explosion of energy rang out and the wind attribute guardian's arm was shattered into fragments of energy. At the same time, the energy within its body fluctuated unstably. Night Sorrow pushed with his right hand, and the reincarnation spear pierced through the guard's head. After receiving Night Sorrow's spear, the wind-attributed guard's body dissipated. Then, it gathered again and turned into a ball of pure energy. At the same time, the stairs appeared. Baidu search AI go female xianxia say www.ichuxs. The moment the stairs appeared, the third jade plate in front of the green-robed elder lit up. How is this guy so fast? The green-robed elder looked at Night Sorrow's jade tablet in shock. Elder, Night Sorrow fought with the Holy Sun of Holy Light Temple in the Fallen Leaves Grand Canyon and was not defeated. That Holy Sun is at the peak of spirit severing stage. Lei Bao said. It's easy to defeat your opponent, but it's difficult to kill them instantly. The 2 girls in front of you are only on the 39th and 37th floor, the green-robed elder said after glancing at Yang Lei's and Sikong Chiyu's tokens. We all know that he is very strong. Elder, you don't have to be shocked. Lei Jing said with a smile. This was his second grandfather, so he was more familiar with him. Night Sorrow sat down cross-legged and absorbed the energy. After tidying up his robe, Night Sorrow continued to move forward. The next few floors didn't pose any difficulty to Night Sorrow at all. Sweeping his way through, Night Sorrow reached the 47th floor. Brother Bao, the record for skipping levels has been refreshed. Your record of skipping 2 levels is gone. Night Sorrow is now level 3, Lei Jing said. It's not just level 3, he can definitely make another breakthrough, Lei Bao said. Lei Bao, are you sure? The old man asked. Yes, when this disciple faced the Holy Son of the Holy Light sect, he didn't have the strength to fight back. However, Night Sorrow was able to fight against him. It can be seen that he already has the strength of a peak spirit severing stage expert, Lei Bao said. After absorbing the energy on the 47th floor, Night Sorrow found that his cultivation had reached the peak of the 4th level of the spirit severing stage. His myriad Dao Tomes cultivation had also reached the peak of the 8th level of the bone forging stage. As he went up one floor after another, he absorbed one pure energy after another. Night Sorrow's cultivation rose very quickly. After thinking about it, Night Sorrow decided to break through on the spot. Otherwise, there would be no point in continuing. Sitting down cross-legged, Night Sorrow began to break through. He wasn't a sloppy person. Once he decided to break through, he wouldn't hesitate. Night Sorrow's breakthrough lasted for 4 hours without any movement. This made Lei Bao, Lei Zheng and the green-robed elder feel very strange. This was because at this time Yang Lei and Xikong Chuyu had already entered the 50th floor to cultivate for a while. What's going on? He can't be heavily injured, right? Lei Jing said worriedly. No, maybe he's breaking through right now. The green-robed elder thought for a moment and said. At this time, Night Sorrow's cultivation had already reached the 5th level of the spirit severing stage. Next, he stabilized his cultivation while breaking through to the 8th level of the myriad Dao Tome. Let's wait. In any case, it's still 3 days. We're not in a hurry. Lei Bao said. Enduring the extreme pain, Night Sorrow strengthened the bone marrow in his neck. Sweat dripped down Night Sorrow's face. His body also trembled uncontrollably. 6 hours later, Night Sorrow took a deep breath. After enduring the unbearable pain, his neck and bone marrow were completely strengthened. The energy in his body rushed to his head and began to strengthen his skull. After stabilizing his cultivation for another 2 hours, Night Sorrow stood up and stretched his body. He felt that his strength had increased by a lot. Following this, Night Sorrow walked towards the 48th floor. The 48th floor's energy guard was of the lightning attribute. Its attacks were very violent. Night Sorrow used his profound Jade Spirit Chi to seal the Thunder attribute energy on his weapon, preventing the Thunder attribute energy from attacking him. After fighting for a while, Night Sorrow won. Looking at the energy floating in the air, Night Sorrow sat down and began to refine it. This guy finally moved. After the 40th floor, the energy will be abundant. He'll have a great harvest this time. The green-robed elder said. This time, Night Sorrow absorbed the energy very quickly. Because his cultivation had just advanced, there was a lot of space in his dantian and body to absorb energy. After absorbing the lightning energy guard's energy, Night Sorrow stood up and continued to move towards the 49th floor. Night Sorrow knew that the 50th floor was the best place to cultivate. In addition, he also knew that the Thunder Tower was the same as the Shintian Tower in the Qingtian region. Above the 51st floor, there would be energy that could strengthen one's soul. After entering the 49th floor, Night Sorrow realized how difficult it was to break through the last floor of the Spirit Division. On this floor, there were 2 energy guards at the 9th level of the Spirit Division. The 2 energy guards began to pincer attack Night Sorrow. Can he enter the 50th floor? If he can, then it'll be heaven-defying. Our Thunder Clan's record has been broken by an outsider. Lei Zheng's expression changed. This is nothing. It'll just spur you to work hard. The green-robed elder said. Night Sorrow was facing the biggest crisis since entering the Thunder Tower. The 2 guards were too strong. They were both at the 9th level of the Spirit Division. It wasn't easy to defeat one of them, but 2 of them had appeared at once. Night Sorrow used the Soaring Dragon Steps to attack one of the energy guards. From time to time, he would use his left hand to use the Profound Ice hand to block the other guard's attack. The 2 guards were both at the 9th level of the Spirit Division. If Night Sorrow couldn't defeat them one by one, it would be a dead end. As he fought, Night Sorrow pondered. He didn't want to fail here because the benefits of challenging the Thunder Tower would only be obvious after the 50th floor. After thinking for a while, Night Sorrow decided to fight. If this continued, there would be no chance of victory. After making a decision, Night Sorrow swept his reincarnation spear and forced back the energy guard that was attacking him. The reincarnation spear shot towards the guard behind him. Then he activated the hidden energy point under the dragon bone and used the Vajra hands to rush towards the guard in front of him. Get on Y as soon as possible. Night Sorrow was fighting with all his might. Otherwise, if he used up too much energy, he would be in an even more sorry state and have no chance of victory. Chapter 331. Genius 1 second. Remember Love Go/Small? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Soon after, Night Sorrow pounced and followed up with a breaking killing fist, bombarding this energy guard's head. After the bombardment, Night Sorrow's feet trembled and he left his original spot, because the guard behind him attacked. The remaining guard was much stronger than the guard that Night Sorrow defeated. Although the energy contained in its body was at level 9 of the spirit severing stage, this energy guard had the technique to unleash energy. This was the first guard that Night Sorrow had encountered that possessed the technique to unleash energy. If one could comprehend the technique to unleash energy after entering the Thunder Tower, they would first have to encounter a guard that possessed the technique and comprehend it from the guard. Moreover, there was another crucial point, which was that they had to encounter the guard on the lower floors. With the advantage of cultivation, they could slowly fight. Only then would they have the opportunity to comprehend the technique. Night Sorrow's luck was very bad this time. He only encountered a guard that possessed the technique to unleash energy on the 49th floor. This was something that he could not suppress. This energy guard's technique to unleash energy was the spiral force, which would cause the opponent's attack to deviate. At the same time, it would make its own attack more penetrative. In the beginning, Night Sorrow had encountered it twice, so he chose to defeat the other guard first. Without the reincarnation spear in his hand, Night Sorrow took out a sky-piercing spear. With the sky-piercing spear in his right hand and the breaking killing fist in his left hand, he fought with this level 9 energy guard. The sound of energy explosions rang out continuously, and Night Sorrow was repelled every time. However, he gradually discovered the mystery of the spiral tendon. If it was a cultivator who used the technique to unleash energy, it would be very difficult to figure out how the technique was used. However, this humanoid energy guard was surrounded by energy, so it was very easy to figure out how the energy was used. Night Sorrow discovered that when the energy guard's spiral force was used, the vital chi in his dantian would revolve at high speed before it burst out. After entering the meridians in the arm, it would revolve around the arm bones to the palm and attack. Night Sorrow planned to end the battle as soon as possible. He activated the energy points under the dragon bones, which could not be maintained for long. With a wave of Night Sorrow's arm, the sky-piercing spear left his hand and shot it towards the energy guard using wave force. Following that, he threw out a few more spears that were infused with shock force and wave force. After throwing out a few more sky-piercing spears, Night Sorrow's body soared into the air and charged towards the energy guard, who was unable to stop retreating after blocking 6 sky-piercing spears. Then he sent out a palm imbued with profound jade spirit chi. Bang! With a loud explosion, Night Sorrow and the guard were separated. Because of the spiral tendon, Night Sorrow didn't directly defeat the guard. If one move didn't work, he would try again. Night Sorrow rushed forward, swinging his arms and attacking with the King Kong hand. After 4 consecutive head-on collisions, the guard's spiral force couldn't keep up and his arms were shattered by Night Sorrow. Then Night Sorrow dodged the guard's kick and punched the guard's head. After throwing out this punch, Night Sorrow's body went soft and he almost sat on the ground. Right now he was also empty-handed. The energy and true chi in his body were only left with 10 to 20%. After taking a breather, he withdrew the reincarnation spear and the sky-piercing spear. Night Sorrow sat in meditation and began to absorb the 2 balls of pure energy. In the night, the green-robed elder, Lei Bao and Lei Jing looked at the 3rd jade tablet that lit up and were all stunned. Lei Bao, Lei Jing, what kind of person did you guys bring back? He went in with 4 levels of spirit severing and killed his way to the 50th floor. Is it possible to pull him to the Thunder Rumbling sect? Pull him to the Thunder Rumbling sect at all costs. The green-robed elder said. No, he's the disciple of the master of the Medicine Valley. He has a strong sense of belonging to the Medicine Valley. He won't come to the Thunder Rumbling clan. Lei Bao opened his mouth and said. Yes, 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 no, 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 no. What a pity, what a pity. If it were any other sect, they wouldn't be able to recruit such a good seedling. But our Thunder Rumbling sect wouldn't do such a thing, the green-robed elder said. Brother Bao, this guy is too brutal. I was judged to have failed at the 45th floor, and he directly rushed to the 50th floor. How can I live like this? Lei Jing was a little conflicted. Didn't you challenge the 45th floor when you were at the 3rd level of the spirit severing stage? You can still go higher now. The green-robed old man said with a smile. Brother, when we are not busy, let's fight together. Lei Bao patted Lei Zheng's shoulder and said. After absorbing the 2 balls of pure energy, Night Sorrow's condition also recovered. The effect of this pure energy was about the same as the spiritual spring liquid and the medicinal cauldron liquid. However, it was still not as good as the origin spiritual liquid. After stretching his waist, Night Sorrow felt that his cultivation base was improving very quickly and steadily. Then Night Sorrow walked up the stairs. After entering the 50th floor, Night Sorrow felt that the spiritual chi here was very dense. It was as dense as the spiritual chi on Pill Cauldron Cliff. Moreover, the energy was gentle and pure. After thinking for a while, Night Sorrow decided to rest for a while to stabilize his condition first. Then he would try to break through to the 51st floor. Night Sorrow did not really care about the energy he could use for cultivation. He had the origin spiritual liquid, but he could not miss the opportunity to improve his soul power. After meditating for a while, Night Sorrow headed to the 51st floor. This time, Night Sorrow planned to use all his means. One should know that the energy guards on the 51st floor were at the void inquiry stage. They could fly in the air. He was not serious at all, he could forget about passing through. After taking a deep breath, Night Sorrow entered the 51st floor. The moment he entered the 51st floor, Night Sorrow felt a wave of majestic energy rushing towards him. Night Sorrow, who did not have the time to dodge, rolled on the ground to one side. After getting up, Night Sorrow did not dare to stay on the same spot. He continuously executed the soaring dragon steps to dodge the attack. Just as Night Sorrow dodged the attack, an energy explosion sounded from the place where he was originally standing. Not daring to stand in one place, Night Sorrow executed the soaring dragon steps to move around continuously. Behind him, explosions could also be heard. Those were the sounds of energy attacks hitting the ground. While moving around, Night Sorrow also saw his target. There was a human-shaped guard floating in the center of this space. It kept moving around and punching at Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow kept flashing around, trying to find the blind spots of the human-shaped guard's attacks. However, there were no blind spots in this space. The human-shaped guard could attack Night Sorrow with just a turn. Yishan was infuriated by the constant attacks. With a flash, Night Sorrow dashed towards the bottom of the 5th grade human-shaped guard. While he was dashing, Night Sorrow held 2 sky-piercing spears in his hands. +_+*. When he reached the bottom of the 5th grade guard, the energy in Night Sorrow's body exploded. Without using the profound jade spiritual chi, he directly released his void true chi and threw out the sky-piercing spears. After throwing out the 2 sky-piercing spears, Night Sorrow did not stop there. He directly threw out the remaining 10 sky-piercing spears. After doing all that, Night Sorrow took out the reincarnation spear and activated the energy point below the dragon bone. He executed the wind-chasing spear technique and dashed towards the 5th grade guard, who was forced into a corner by the sky-piercing spears. Chapter 332. Genius 1 second. Remember love divided by go divided by little? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Night Sorrow infused his incorporeal true chi into the reincarnation spear, which carried vibrating energy, caused great damage to the level 5 energy guard. Love Gong Little Say, Chu. After a few spears, Night Sorrow shattered the arms of the level 5 energy guard. The incorporeal true chi had the ability to weaken true chi of other attributes. This was the tyranny of the supreme attribute. At this moment, the level 5 energy guard, who had lost its arms, once again floated in the air. Die for me. With a low roar, Night Sorrow's reincarnation spear flew out like a hurricane. With a sharp whistle, the reincarnation spear broke through the level 5 energy guard's protective chi cover and directly pierced through its chest. Following the fluctuation of energy, the level 5 energy guard's body dissipated and turned into a ball of pure energy. At the same time, the stairs leading to the 52nd floor appeared. Night Sorrow did not care about the stairs. He stretched out his hand and held the ball of energy in his hand, beginning to meditate and cultivate. He passed the 51st floor. What is he doing? He is deliberately trying to attack us, brothers. Lei Jing was somewhat speechless. Good. This is tyrannical enough. Lei Bao's face was flushed red. He was very excited. This guy is indescribable. He is destined to leave a deep mark on the Thunder Tower's record. Love Go Little Say, too. The green-robed elder opened his mouth and said. Night Sorrow absorbed this ball of pure energy and cultivated. While absorbing the energy, Night Sorrow discovered a problem. This ball of energy had a milky white silk-like energy. True Chi and the myriad Tao treasured tomes energy could not be refined. However, this milky white energy was brought to his neck by the myriad Tao treasured tome and directly rushed into his head, reaching the space between his eyebrows. Night Sorrow's head began to hurt fiercely, as if it was being pricked by needles. Following that, a kind of refreshing feeling came. It was as if the whole world had changed and everything was clear. This feeling spread to Night Sorrow's heart. The milky white strands of energy were the energy that could change and strengthen the soul. Yishan was certain of this. Night Sorrow continued to refine the energy and increase his genuine qi and cultivation of the myriad Tao tome. He also circulated the white energy to his neck and guided it into his brain. This ball of energy was very pure and there was a lot of it. It took Yishan 4 hours to completely refine it. Night Sorrow felt that other than the increase in his true qi and the cultivation of the myriad Tao tome, there were other changes. He had a deeper understanding of the world. He knew that this was a change in his soul. The staircase had disappeared, leaving only the staircase leading to the 52nd floor. After pondering for a moment, Night Sorrow took out the jade card from his bosom and poured his true energy into it. Then Night Sorrow felt his mind enter a trance. Baidu search AI go female sign xiao say www.ichuxs. When the feeling disappeared, Night Sorrow found himself in a different space. There was a door in front of him. Night Sorrow pushed the door open and walked out. Brother Yi, little brother Yi, you came out. Intermediate level 5 spirit severing stage. There's nothing else to say. Lei Bao patted Night Sorrow's shoulder and said. Night Sorrow turned his head and looked around. He did not see Young Lei and Sikong Chuyu, so he asked, the two of them didn't come out? They're not as stupid as you. They are still cultivating on the 50th floor. When it's about time they will go up. This is the most reasonable rule. Lei Jing said. Ah, that's true. Then the two of you are also stupid. Didn't you come out so early? Night Sorrow took out a jar of wine and poured it into a few bowls. Then he handed a bowl to the green-robed old man. We are not as stupid as you. We did not go in. When we are not busy we will slowly enjoy it. Lei Jing said. We cannot waste the opportunity here, so we must cherish it. Lei Bao nodded. Brat, did you meet any guards who used energy techniques? The green-robed old man asked after drinking a mouthful of wine. I met them on the 49th floor. At that time 2 guards appeared and almost killed me. Night Sorrow said after drinking a mouthful of wine. What energy technique? How much have you mastered? The green-robed old man looked at Night Sorrow with a surprised expression. It's the spiral force. I need to go back and consolidate it. I'm not familiar with it. Night Sorrow recalled the technique of the spiral force and said. Not familiar with it? Your answer is that you are not familiar with it. Try it. The green-robed old man took 2 deep breaths and calmed his emotions. Night Sorrow held the reincarnation spear and used the spiral force that he had just learned. Just as the old man said, he had only mastered the embryonic form. He needed to go back and slowly cultivate it. The green-robed old man sighed. He knew that Night Sorrow had gained a lot this time. Within the Thunder Tower, there would not be any guards who could use the spiral force within the next 3 years. This was a rule and also a rule. After drinking a jar of wine, Night Sorrow took out another jar of wine and called the green-robed old man to drink with him. Seeing Night Sorrow, Lei Bao, and Lei Jing drinking merrily, the green-robed old man was relieved. He knew that Night Sorrow would not be a threat to the Thunder Tower. On the 3rd day, Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu moved. They left the 50th floor and continued to challenge the tower. Night Sorrow watched them worriedly. He hoped that the 2 girls would be able to challenge higher floors. He knew that there were 2 obvious benefits to challenging the Thunder Tower. One was the technique of using energy, and the other was the energy that could change the soul. Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu began to challenge the 50th floor. Above the 50th floor, there would be energy that could strengthen the soul. Night Sorrow hoped that they would also be able to obtain this benefit. Sikong Chuyu failed after entering the 54th floor and left the Thunder Tower. Yang Lei spent a little longer, but she also failed to enter the 55th floor. Just like Sikong Chuyu, she failed on the 54th floor. Why are the 2 of you the same? Why did you both fail on the 54th floor? Night Sorrow asked. The 54th floor and the 53rd floor are completely different. The guards there are too strong. Yang Lei said. Sikong Chuyu also nodded in agreement. After the 50th floor, the first 3 floors are for early void inquiry stage experts. The middle 3 floors are for mid-void inquiry stage experts. The last 3 floors correspond to late void inquiry stage experts. There are differences in difficulty. The green-robed old man said. I see. Yang Lei nodded, understanding the reason behind it. What did you guys gain? The green-robed old man asked. I comprehended the ripple force. It's more suitable for my water attribute cultivation method. xianxia said. The opponent I met on the 54th floor used the explosive force. Even though I didn't defeat him, I should be able to master it after going back and sorting it out, Yang Lei said. 2's Most No Nues Chapter and Verse 2, Part 1. 2 All three of you have obtained the technique of force exertion. This is an opportunity. Lei Bao, you have to entertain the guests well. Here are the remaining 3 pieces of high-grade spirit stones. The green-robed old man handed 3 pieces of high-grade spirit stones to Knight Sorrow. The spirit stones were calculated according to the number of floors they successfully passed. The mid-grade spirit stones that Knight Sorrow handed in had just been used up. Yang Lei and xianxia each entered the first 3 floors after the 50th floor. Knight Sorrow spent 7 pieces of high-grade spirit stones on his first floor. Lei Bao nodded and left with Lei Zheng, bringing Knight Sorrow and the other 2. There's no need to send us off. We'll go back to the inn ourselves. Knight Sorrow said after they were some distance away. You guys must be tired today. Have an early rest. We'll bring you guys around tomorrow, Lei Bao said. All right. You two don't have to be so polite. Just bring us to the teleportation formation whenever it's convenient for you. Knight Sorrow said. All right then. We'll go back first. Lei Bao and Lei Zheng cupped their fists at Knight Sorrow and the other 2 and left. Knight Sorrow stopped walking. After waiting for a while, he returned to the Thunder Tower. Why did you come back? The green-robed old man asked. Chapter 333. Genius 1 second. Remember Love Go Divided by Xiao? We provide you with interesting novels to read. Knight Sorrow then took out 60 mid-grade spiritual stones and gave them to the old man in green robes. 30 for each of them. Baidu search Love Go female sign Xiao Xiao at www.adchuex.com. Okay, I'll accept it on their behalf. They really need it. You're friends. It's not good for the gap between you two to be too big. It's their fortune to have a friend like you, said the old man in green robes. I'm sorry for causing so much trouble for the Thunder Rumbling sect. Knight Sorrow bowed to the old man in green robes. Yang Lei and xianxia also cupped their fists at the old man. They were very grateful for the benefits they received from the Thunder Rumbling Tower. After leaving, the 3 of them took a look at the Thunder Rumbling City under the night sky before returning to the inn. Danding City needs to develop. The Medicine Valley and the Thunder Rumbling sect are too different. Yang Lei sighed after returning to the inn. This will take time. The Thunder Tower of the Thunder sect is a symbol. Danding City needs such a symbol, xianxia said. 13 When you have the ability, get a spiritual weapon and put it in Danding City. I don't believe that Danding City can't develop. Yang Lei looked at Knight Sorrow and said. Spirit weapons need to be suitable to be displayed in Danding City. Don't tell me you're going to hang these clothes in front of the city lord's mansion? Yishang said as he pulled his robe, revealing the soft ice silk clothing underneath. You want to hang this lousy shirt in front of the city lord's mansion? Am I going to use it as a towel? Yang Lei said as she looked at Knight Sorrow with disdain. Ninth senior sister, you've embarrassed yourself this time. This is a mid-grade spirit artifact and a defensive one at that. Yishang smiled as he took off his outer robe, revealing a milky white ice silkworm robe. Mid-grade spiritual weapon? Who are you trying to fool? However, the texture and style are not bad, Yang Lei said with a smile. Knight Sorrow had no choice but to take out the sky-piercing spear. Before Yang Lei and xianxia could stop him, he stabbed the spear into his chest. Love Gon little sake could the moment the sky-piercing spear struck the ice silk soft clothes, a collision of energy occurred. Ripples of energy appeared on the ice silk soft clothes, and the sky-piercing spear bounced off without even leaving a scratch. Is this really a spiritual weapon? Yang Lei looked at Knight Sorrow in surprise. xianxia was also very surprised. Of course it is. It's a mid-grade spirit-grade ice silk robe. Moreover, it has already recognized its master. As long as I activate it with my spirit energy, it can block attacks that exceed my cultivation by 1 level, said Knight Sorrow as he put on the robe. You've hidden it too well. Yang Lei was deeply shocked by Knight Sorrow. A spiritual weapon. One had to know that there was only one spiritual weapon in the entire Medicine Valley. It could even be said that some supremacies didn't even have a spiritual weapon. However, Knight Sorrow already had a mid-grade spirit-grade vest on him. Do you remember when I went to the East Snow Mountain in the Far East Icefield? I lent out the Water Fate Stone for a while, and that person gave me a spiritual weapon. She didn't have a spiritual weapon, so she had no choice but to give me this defensive spiritual weapon, which is even rarer than offensive spiritual weapons. She even helped me force it to recognize me as its master, said Night Sorrow. I can't say how lucky you are. Ninth senior sister is using a mid-grade spirit grade treasure robe as a towel to wipe her feet. This is also unique in the 9 realms and 18 states, said xianxia with a smile. You're making fun of me too. Yang Lei was embarrassed and angry. She got up and pressed xianxia on the bed. Then she rubbed xianxia's chest a few times. Night Sorrow smiled and helped the two of them up. Nui, Chapter S #Section 8 above plus. F. Ninth senior sister, how could you do this? xianxia said with a red face. Yes, touching you is embarrassing enough, yet you're still making fun of me. Yang Lei said with a smile. Nothing much. We'll leave tomorrow and take a walk around Dongshan City, Night Sorrow said. Okay, I'll listen to you. Yang Lei nodded. By the way, have you obtained the energy to improve your soul? Night Sorrow asked. I got it. I haven't asked you about it yet. xianxia reached out and tidied up Night Sorrow's robe. I've obtained the spiral energy technique and the energy to improve my soul. However, this energy has entered my brain so I can't find out what's going on, Night Sorrow said. Didn't you say that you can only get this benefit after entering the 50th floor? xianxia asked Night Sorrow. Yes, I entered the 51st floor. I didn't dare to enter the 52nd floor, Night Sorrow said. You entered the 51st floor and won? Yang Lei looked at Night Sorrow in surprise. I was lucky. After all, the energy guard is still lacking in intelligence, Night Sorrow said. You're the biggest winner. Not only did you advance in your cultivation, but you also obtained the spiral energy and the energy to change your soul. You're really strong, Yang Lei said. Actually, Night Sorrow's biggest gain in this trip to Thunder Rolling City isn't these. It's taking Ninth senior sister as my disciple. That's my biggest gain. xianxia said with a smile. Night Sorrow nodded and held Yang Lei's and xianxia's hands. I'm sorry. I haven't asked you what level your cultivation bases are at. I still have 5th grade pills here. I don't know if the pills are more suitable for you or the spiritual origin liquid. Ninth senior sister and I are both 2nd grade void inquiry stage experts. After entering the 5th grade, it's indeed difficult for us to improve our cultivation bases. However, the spiritual origin liquid is indeed useful. xianxia said. That's good. If you need the void level pill, you can come to me. Night Sorrow said. We have the void level pill as a reward for doing unrestricted missions. You, on the other hand, should hurry up and enter the void inquiry stage. That way, even if the 3 of us can't enter the venerable realm, we can still be together for 500 years. xianxia held Night Sorrow's hands and said. That's right. The 2 of us don't look old. If you don't hurry up and enter the void inquiry stage, what if someone tries to steal your woman when you grow old? Yang Lei also said with a smile. I will work hard. Night Sorrow could feel the deep affection between xianxia and Yang Lei. While Night Sorrow and the 2 women were whispering sweet nothings to each other, Lei Juyun and the others of the Thunder Rolling sect received the news that Night Sorrow and the other 2 were going to challenge the Thunder Rolling Tower. At Lei Juyun's cultivation place, there were a few old men. In addition, Lei Bao's mother was also invited over. Usually, the sect would not trouble her with the matters of the sect. However, this matter was related to Lei Bao after all. I don't want to care about how the sect views this matter. I also don't want to ask about it. I just want to say one thing. Don't hurt those children. Lei Bao's mother said. Elder Qin, don't worry. The reason I called everyone here is to discuss how to deal with this matter better. Elder Qin, you cultivate formations. You have a strong sense of qi and luck. What do you think about Night Sorrow's situation? Lei Jiyun asked. Lei Bao's mother's surname was Qin. Her name was Qinlan.